Good morning.
Hello. All right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good today.
Are you okay? Spring is definitely in the air. Last day of February today.
Oh, it's the 29th,
It
isn't it?
is.
It's a leap year day. So happy birthday to Elaine's grandson,
Yes,
wasn't it? It's
yes.
his birthday today, 20th, but it was Angela's birthday.
Okay. Real close. But yes, last day of February. We're into March tomorrow. The clocks are changing in 4 weeks' time.
Woohoo!
And do you know, the nursery is coming alive.
There's so many people here.
Yeah.
We can't get into the car park. It's so busy.
It's true. It is. Things are coming to life again, aren't they? Everywhere. We have got some absolutely amazing deals on the show today.
Yes, we have. We've got pre-orders. We've got hybridizer dahlias. Those have been really popular.
I mean,
really enjoying
the
those.
value on those works out, was it 75 pence each?
75 pence each.
Yeah, if you double up. We've got garden ready. We've got everything. We really have. But if you are brand new to the show...
Good morning.
Yes, welcome to YouGarden TV. This is our ginormous potting shed. We are live right now from an 11-acre nursery.
That's it.
And you just saw it, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's an
that's
amazing
where we
place.
are. We are right there now.
And do you know, I was walking around today, well, I nipped to Lou actually, and I walked past lots of people working with the plants, and I could see the passion and the love, just the way people handle the plants, talk about the plants.
Yeah.
So we love being here. We love you being part of the show as well. If you want to contact us, if you've got any questions, then you can get in touch. All you need to do is email ygtv at YouGarden.com. There you go. I nearly forgot that, didn't I? YGTV at YouGarden.com. That's why there's two of us. We help each other out.
Indeed we do. You can also comment, by the way, on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So there's lots of chat that happens on there, so you can get in touch with us that way. But if you want to send any pictures, we love seeing your gardens. We love seeing...
We do.
Well, we like stealing your ideas, basically. But no, we love seeing your gardens. So maybe it's things that you're looking forward to. Maybe it's pictures of your garden last summer, or maybe it's jobs that you're doing right now. Send them to that email address. We will show them. We will give you a shout out.
Yeah, we really, really will. But we just want to get on and show these amazing plants.
Yeah,
Before we do, there's a few golden rules on the show, and these are really good rules to follow. First of all, you will get a free gift with every single order. And these are gorgeous sweet peas. I know Peter McDermott, our head gardener, he had a massive selection of sweet peas to choose from, but he chose these because they are super scented, aren't they?
Super scented sweet pea seeds. Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
you will get approximately 50 seeds included in here. Now, it is the perfect time to get your sweet pea seeds sown right now. I did mine just nearly 2 weeks ago, but it's not too late at all. March is the perfect time to get these planted, and what you will have is a summer-long display of these gorgeous scented sweet pea flowers. Enough so that you'll have outdoor displays, but also you'll be able to cut them, you'll be able to bring them inside, have that rainbow display, have that gorgeous feast for your nostrils inside your home as well.
And I like that. Now, there's something else you need to know. If you spend over £40, you'll get free delivery on your order. Guess what the average order value is?
It's got to be £41.
I'm allowed to share this, Stu. He's our head of technical. Stu's head of technical and he does all the complicated stuff. The average order value recently has been £40.04.
Ah, wow, that's
so
really
good on you at home.
Savvy shoppers, absolutely.
That's great. That just
really
says to me, you're putting baskets together really cleverly to get that free postage. So
Yeah.
it's really worth doing. So if your order's about £25, you think, how do I get to £40? Just get some pots, get some compost, get some things you need, and then you'll get free delivery. If you can't manage to spend £40 today, we appreciate, not everyone can. Some items are free delivery anyway.
Absolutely, yes.
But also, you only pay one postage charge per order. So whatever the highest postage is, some items say $4.99, $6.99. You only pay the postage once, okay? So do bear that in mind as well.
Yeah.
And we've just heard from our lovely Elaine, one of our regulars. What did she do yesterday?
Elaine sowed her sweet pea seeds last
Well
night.
done.
I want pictures once they start coming up. I was so excited the other day. Tiny little shoots coming out of my windowsill propagator kit, which is what I'd sown my sweet peas in.
Yeah.
So Elaine, share your pictures. Let's have a sweet pea competition.
And even if you already got the free gift, get another one. Give it to a friend or something
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely. So the free gift, by the way, is not one per customer, it's one per order. So if you want, I mean, I sowed 100 actually. I sowed two packets of these. I gave 2 packets to my mum as well. Nice. But yeah, if you want more than 50, just place multiple orders. It's a free gift per order.
Yeah. Right, we've got loads of new items coming up, but we're going to start with, if you missed it yesterday, we have got a superb plant of the week.
Yeah.
It's called I call it the callistemon.
Callistemon.
You call it callistemon, but we all agree on bottle brush, don't we? Bottle brush. The price that you're getting today, $14.99, £10 off. If you are a club member, we'll talk about the club a little bit later, but it's £5 to join. For the year on auto renewal, you will get a 10% discount on all the plants on the shows and on the website, of course, as well. But this is a beauty. Hang on, Bex.
Yeah.
I know the flowers come out since yesterday.
I know.
We only had one yesterday.
Well, it was starting yesterday, but yeah, it started to appear now as well. And as you'll be able to see on all of these stems, you can see how many of these buds, because look, they come from here. So there's loads of buds waiting for these to burst open. This is an absolute stunner once it's fully in flower.
Yeah, no, it is. This one is a bit early.
Yeah.
Because it's been a really mild February.
Yeah.
But normally speaking, I've got one. Mine flowers, it's in a sunny spot, but it flowers normally end of May time.
Yeah, sort of any time from end of May into June, into July, that's when you get these gorgeous flowers. It is a sun lover, so having it in that sunny spot is the absolute perfect spot. It's a sun lover, just like I used to be, not so much anymore. But yeah, place it in a sunny position and you will have, I mean, they're so unique, so unusual. It's a real focal point, isn't it?
We say hardy to about -5, don't we?
About -5, so the majority of places in the country are going to be absolutely fine, and it's really easy to protect these once we get into those really, colder weathers.
Now, you told me something yesterday that I didn't know actually, Bex, and it makes sense. You told me they don't like being hard pruned, and I forgot that.
They do not like being hard pruned at all.
So don't
it has a lovely growth habit anyway. The way it grows, it has this lovely upwards growth habit, which I really enjoy. So everything is sort of pointing to the sky. Once the flowers have faded, the only pruning you need to do is just prune below the faded flowers. That's it. It grows in a nice shape anyway. If you prune it too hard, it's going to suffer. Yeah. So it's low maintenance, basically, because you don't have to worry too much about it. Just a gentle prune once the flowers are faded. Other than that, it's pretty easy to look after.
I have occasionally got a few flowers later on in the year as well on this one.
Wonderful.
Not many, I'll be honest, and not always, but you sometimes do. That price, so let's look at the size of this at home.
Yeah.
It's in a 2.5 litre pot.
Check it out.
Look at it.
It's big.
It really is, and that's why it has been given the accolade of Plant of the Week.
Absolutely.
Peter McDermott, I mean, he's our head gardener. This is one of his, his little tips this week. Grab your callistemon. $14.99. Club members, you're going to get that for $13.49. Amazing.
Yeah. I think it's really beautiful, particularly when you think about the sort of size that this can grow to as well. We are talking almost my height, 1.5 meters in height. This will grow to. It'll take a few years to get there, but yes, it can grow really nicely. If you're worried about its tolerance of the frost and things, have it as a feature plot.
Yeah, have it
in a pot.
And we have
move the pot as and when you need to. But in the most places, it's going to be absolutely fine.
And we have got loads of pots on the show. Get on the website right now. But these are my favourites.
Yeah, the Aprils. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Well, I like the shape of them.
Look at that.
It's the square shape, but I love that tapered shape to them as well. I think it's really, really pretty.
Doesn't that make a difference?
It does.
See, and everyone's got a different taste. But I just think the green and the red against that beige. Yeah. Spectacular, that is.
It's lovely. And this is actually, I was saying about it being a low maintenance plant, and it is when it comes to the pruning. It's also quite drought tolerant once it gets established as well. So obviously if you're keeping it in a pot, it needs a bit more watering than if you put it in a border. But if you have it in a border, incredibly drought tolerant once it's established as well.
If you want the April pots, by the way, you've loved these. They're new this season. You get 2 for $24.98. Or if you're a club member, you actually do get your 10% off that as well. So you get extra $2.50 off, but you do get a pair of those. They're lovely, aren't they?
I think they're really pretty. Love the design on them. We think it's been fashioned like a dahlia.
Yes.
That pattern on the side.
They
think
look
it's very dahlia-like.
really high end, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
£10 saving on there, which is amazing, really, considering it's part of our brand new range. You know, you don't often get a discount when it's the brand new range, do you? But
but do treat yourself to those. They are really beautiful. 130573 is your item number.
Let's move those.
Oh, I'm excited. We're in good moods. We're always in good moods in the
potting
shed.
Always when we're in the potting shed.
But it's, it is
best place to be.
After today, we will just wave goodbye to February, which is actually my least favourite month of the year.
No, January is my least favourite.
Yeah, but your birthday's in January.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
See, when you're younger, you like your birthdays. As you get a bit older, it's like, another year.
February's a short month, so I'm all right with February.
Not this.
I know. Well,
29 days.
We've got an extra one today.
Right, we're also going to move on to one of the absolute favourites from yesterday's show.
I love that this was a favourite yesterday.
It's really unusual, and bear in mind it's a standard. Actually, we questioned this. We thought, hang on, that's standard.
Yeah.
Salix at that price. But no, it's only $16.99. And when we say standard, we talk about the top of this salix being grafted onto this long stem. So it gives it a lovely shape, doesn't it?
It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the lollipop shape. I love the standard shape. I've got so many of them in my garden.
Do you know what makes me laugh? It's called a standard shape, but there's nothing kind of standard about it.
Nothing standard at all. It's definitely it's a feature plant, isn't it? I think whenever you've got any standard, actually, it definitely has that appeal. It's got a feature plant focus.
We should actually, rather than call it standard, we should say it's a stands out.
It stands out.
Not a standard,
it stands out. Yeah, it
does
though.
Yeah.
And this is beautiful. I love the catkins. We brought the salix, the pink pussy willow, you know, the bush, the standard form, and I loved that one. But this one's a bit unusual and a bit more unique, I think, it's like, with those black catkins.
Yeah, and if you're somebody that likes the unusual, if you like things a bit more contemporary, perhaps, then this is definitely the one to go for. But you're right, it's very tactile, isn't it?
They're so soft. I love them. They're like bunnies' tails. They're really, really gorgeous. We know that these kinds of things are used a lot in sort of cut flower decorations. You'll find stems of these for sale in supermarkets and things. They can be quite costly. You don't need to pay money for those. You need to buy one of these, get it yourself, and you'll be able to cut your own stems off here once this gets a bit more established and use them yourself for your cut flower.
And they're really quite magical. And actually, sometimes
stems are red, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, not on this one, but I think sometimes on the newer growth.
Yeah, I think once it gets more established, you'll start seeing those red stems come through, and that really provides a beautiful contrast with the black catkins and then the stems as well.
By the way, orders already going through for that plant of the week. Well done at home, and thank you for joining us live in the pottery show. So I'm just going to give the details one more time for the Calistem because it is the plant of the week. Head gardener had a big input in this one, and it's. Well, most of your club members, $13.49 if you're a club member.
It's quite tactile as well.
It is, isn't it?
I do want to touch it.
Yeah.
I do want to touch it, for sure.
It looks like it'd be spiky, but it's really soft.
It's so soft. I love it. I think it's quite unusual, a bit unique as well, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
That bottle brush kind of feel to it.
So I've got one, it really stands out.
Yeah, I think I need
But
one
that is big. At that price, it's a really big sample. Right, by the way, I know we are getting new viewers every single show.
Yeah, we are.
So I mentioned the club. We'll just run through this. This is brilliant. When Bex and I first started working for YouGarden back last August, we joined the club in the first week, didn't we?
Yes, we did, yeah.
And we have saved hundreds of pounds. So what do you do to join the club? We can join and get a discount today. There's two options, either the auto renewal, which is £5 a year, or the 1 year membership, which is £10. Now, the only difference is the auto renewal automatically renews unless you stop it, but you can stop it at the end of the 12 months, not a problem. So that's the best one to go for because you save a £5 instantly. But these are the benefits: 10% off every plant and accessory order. That includes compost, Bex, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And if you ordered 2 lots of compost today, you've pretty much paid for your club subscription in that one order. And it's just a one-off payment. So that lasts you for the 12 months. From that point on, you are then saving 10%. Honestly, the amount of money you're going to save on here, getting 10% off every plant and accessory order, including your compost, that soon adds up. You will be saving a fortune over the 12 months.
We must have saved hundreds of pounds.
So much money.
We do a lot of outdoor living items and gifts. 5% off those. Now, you do get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers that you use throughout the year. And you use one every 3 months, don't you?
One every 3 months, absolutely. So sometimes, if you think about that Callistaman, for example, that's £13.49 as a club member, if you've got a £5 voucher to use, all of a sudden that's bringing it down to £8 something.
And all of you lovely regular viewers and gardening friends out there, some of you sometimes forget about your vouchers. Yeah. So just check, think about when you last used a voucher and see if you've got one available that you can use today and save an extra £5. So loads of benefits from joining. And you can join. I was waiting for that first cough.
There it is.
We're going to be known as a coughing couple, you know, because I had a cough that lasted for weeks.
And I had one before that.
I know.
Anyway.
We're actually fine, though.
I feel good.
Yes, you look good.
Thanks.
Yeah. But do bear with us. Apologies. There's just coughs everywhere at the moment.
There is, isn't there?
A friend of mine's got that 100-day thing.
I know.
Oh, she sounds dreadful.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've got. And I'm a week in, so...
Oh, no, I can't cope, Bex. Does that mean I've got another 95 days of this?
Basically. Oh, I'll just keep sucking my cough sweets.
Yes.
It's fine.
Right, where were we? We were going to go now to our bestsellers, and this is amazing value. 300 summer flowering bulbs for $11.99.
It is just insane value, this.
Imagine 300 flowers in your garden.
Yeah, well, 300 minimum because...
Oh, of course, because lots of... Yeah, got several of them.
You get several. They'll multiply, they'll naturalise, they'll come back year after year.
Actually, if you talk about individual flowers, we could be talking thousands.
We're going into crazy
right,
numbers.
where do you want to start? Top or bottom?
All right, we've got 7 different varieties. I'll start wherever you point, Shaun.
Do you know what? I'm going to start the bottom because I love freesias.
Love freesias. These are just so fragrant and beautiful. You're going to get 20 of those bulbs included, and they're all mixed colours. They flower sometime around August, and they're nice and petite, aren't they? They only reach about 25 centimetres in height, but lovely to use as cut flowers as well.
And I'm not being funny. You could actually spend $11.99 for 20 stems of freesias alone.
Oh, yeah, easily.
As a cut flower, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Right, I've never grown these. Do you pronounce it Acidanthera?
Acidanthera, yeah.
Never grown them.
So these are gorgeous. 45 of these bulbs included. Now, these are later flowering, so these will come up anywhere between sort of August and October. Obviously, I can't be exact on this because it depends where you plant them.
Depends what kind of summer we have as well.
Exactly.
And they're a little bit taller, aren't they?
They are. They can reach up to about 1 metre in height, but they're really unusual looking as well. I really enjoy those ones.
Now, I know these two very well, the alliums. Two different types.
So we've got the Allium Molly, which is the yellow ones. 75 of those bulbs included.
That's huge.
Really is. Early summer, so somewhere around May and into June is when you'll get those, reaching about 50 centimetres in height.
And then the other alliums?
The Neapolitanum, so 35 of those included. I think mix those in together, put the yellows and the whites together.
That'd look lovely.
They're similar height, 40, 50 centimetres, and they'll flower at roughly the same time as well.
Now, this is one of my favourites as a cut flower, gladioli.
Gorgeous, aren't they? Really nice and tall. Spikes of these gorgeous flowers.
So I still think of Dame Edna as well, though, don't you? Yeah. Do you know what? Bless. I actually saw Barry Humphries on what was one of his final tours, the guy that obviously played Dame Edna, and I still think of Dame Edna's Gladioli. But they are the most gorgeous flowers, and they really are actually very stylish.
They're beautiful. About 1 metre in height, and you get 10 of those bulbs included. I love the way they open because the flowers sort of open in succession along the spike.
And I love the size and the height of them.
Gorgeous.
Right, and then 2 at the top. These are both lovely.
So that one's the Liatris spicata, and that has that kind of bottle brush appearance to it as well. I really enjoy those. In fact, the Liatris planted with the Acidanthera, I think, is a really nice combination.
Right, those two. And then, I've never grown the Brodiea.
No, Brodiea are they're known as cluster lilies.
Yeah.
And they're nice and short, these ones, so you can create a lovely carpet of colour with these. You get 75 of those, and that is a really good number because they don't get massive. We are only talking maybe 25, 30 centimetres in height.
And they do because of their petite nature, they want to be planted on mass.
Oh, totally, yeah. You either want to plant all 75 together or maybe 3 groups of 25. Yeah.
Now, if you forget everything we've said, our website is brilliant, so if you ever think, I can't remember where to plant, how to plant, then loads of information on the website. And what Bex and I have been doing in our spare time, we've got loads of spare time, haven't we, Bex?
Loads, oh yeah.
We are joking.
Yeah, loads of time.
We're joking, we've been really busy lately. But we have been putting together online videos. So if you click onto an item, you get all the pictures first of all, but if there's a little triangle, like a play button, press that, click onto that, and you'll either get a video of me or Bex or Peter McDermott. In fact, I think you did this one, didn't you, Bex?
I did, yeah.
Well, I know I didn't, so it must have been you.
It was definitely me.
So product page. So there you go.
Excuse me.
And if you just press that,
wait for it to spin.
Your computer will load up a lot quicker than ours.
There I am, thankfully wearing a different jumper.
Yes, but these are great, and we're adding more and more out with Bex.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We're trying to get through as many of these as we can.
I think it just makes it more interesting. Not everyone likes to read, but if you prefer, we all learn differently. There's all the information on our website as well. But yeah, there's little videos, more and more of those appearing on our top-selling products. Right. I just feel I want to jump, leap, shout. Go crazy, because these are amazing. They were the top seller yesterday. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, top seller yesterday at YGTV, but also very, very busy on our website as well.
Yes,
which is important to let you know about.
It is, because we have a huge, YouGarden's been going for the best part of 20 years, and there's a lot of our customers that don't even know about the TV show.
No, we're trying to get the message out to them. But
but the website has been crazy for these, and our TV show yesterday went crazy. But if you buy them on the website, you don't pay this, you'll pay more. But by using the code YGTV924, you get all the discounts as well. And actually, if you double up, so it's 10 for $12.99, but it's 20 for $14.99.
Yeah, can we just show you the size of the bag?
I know.
As well?
We opened up one of these yesterday. Is it still open, Bex?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so that is one of the bags. Okay, so that is 10 tubers in there. Let's take one of these out so you can see what the tubers look like.
I mean,
some people
big.
might not know. They are really good quality tubers. These are nice and firm. There's nothing squishy about these. If they're squishy, that's a problem. Basically.
It means that they're not
going to work.
No, they're just going to roll.
These are really good quality tubers. They're that way up. You can see where the stem is. That's where the growth is going to come from, and that's how you're going to plant them out. So if you do double up deal, you're going to get 20 of those, 2 bags in total. And
I'm just looking there. So, yeah, 34 inches, so it's about 3 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we said. And all the plant instructions are on there, so you want that part there, a couple of inches beneath the ground.
Yeah. And who's this? Hazel. Hazel dug up some tubers the other day, was it? Last year. She needs to get them back in the ground because they've got shoots on. That would absolutely be right,
with dahlias, and you probably know this already, but they do need to be kept pretty much frost-free. Yeah. Some people leave them in the ground at the end of the year, but there's a danger that they're going to die if it's too wet, too cold. But you know, so if you want to save them, it's called lifting them. You lift them up, keep them in a cool, frost-free place. But I'll be honest, at this price, 75 pence each if you double up. You might just think at the end of the season, well, I'm happy with what I had, and I'm not going to save them. I like to save everything. I mean, honestly, I've said yes, I love a sick plant. If I see a plant that needs it, well, you're the same.
I do, I love it.
Yeah. So, I love trying to get a plant back to life and helping it. But at 75 pence a dahlia, if you decide not to save them at the end of the year, it wouldn't be the end of the world, would it?
But the beautiful thing about dahlias as well is you get so many flowers from these. So at 75 pence a tuber, is that what we worked out?
Yeah, if you double up.
75 pence a tuber if you double up, okay. But then just multiply that out by how many months worth of flowers you're going to get, just in 1 year, for example.
So we're talking about June?
About June, they'll start flowering, going right the way through to the first frost. So that could be October, that could be November, it could be a long time, obviously. We were seeing dahlias happening right the way through to October and November last year because it was so mild. And then multiply that out by the amount of flowers that you're going to get on that plant as well over the season.
And these make great cut flowers.
Oh, amazing cut flowers.
So they are selling really quickly on the YouGarden website, and lots
surprised.
of our customers bought them yesterday. If there's a little bit of noise in the background, by the way, all it is our orders are being dispatched right now, and we've both got a lorry load, haven't we? So
that's the lorry
delivery. Yeah, on our way. No, seriously, obviously, we are on a working nursery. It's a proper working nursery, and there's a few diggers around at the moment.
There are, They're preparing all the beds for all the plants to go in. They're filling in the potholes in the car park. There's lots of work going on, so apologies if you hear the noise.
Hopefully we won't mind a bit of noise in the background. But loads of work's happening. All the polytunnels were refilled yesterday.
I can actually feel the floor vibrating.
I can.
That's how much noise is going on out there. Sorry.
Do you know what? That's what I love about this show, though. It's real.
It is. It's very real.
This is real. We're live from a nursery. This is hands-on. But if you want the dahlias, honestly, we cannot recommend them highly enough. And I know my uncle Sid used to grow dahlias, and it was a bit old-fashioned in those days. They were done in rows with stakes.
Yeah.
And then dahlias actually did go out of fashion, but there's been a massive renaissance.
Yeah.
And a lot of the top garden designers, they are shouting and screaming about dahlias. There are, I think it's about 57,000 different individual varieties. And Bex and I, we're having a dahlia off this year, aren't we?
We are having a bit of a dahlia competition, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I've planted, I can't remember, I'll count them.
I've seen it. I went round to Bex's the other day.
15, 18 dahlias at the moment. I'm going going to add to that the pom-poms that we've got coming up, and I'm thinking about adding the hybridizers. Where I'm going to plant them, I don't know. I'll work it out later. But I've got mine started off. They're in pots. They're on the windowsills in my conservatory. I'm waiting for those shoots to come up. I'm very excited.
Right, can we just give you a suggestion? Are you just getting us the April planter
Yeah,
again?
of course.
Because now this would be a bit extravagant. But if you bought several of the apricot planters, you'd only need one daily probably in there. You could probably get away with two.
You could probably squeeze two in, but one would probably fill it.
Yeah, but have you noticed the design is inspired by dahlias? So you imagine, if I'm just going to hold up, imagine dahlias in there. They'd look amazing.
They would look so pretty in there.
If my mum's watching, by
gorgeous.
the way, because my mum's got a few old ceramic pots that are chipped and cracked, we're going to replace some of those with these this year.
Yeah, perfect. This is the wonderful thing about these pots, because they're made of plastic. They don't chip and crack like your terracotta and ceramic and things.
My mum could lift those.
Yeah, they're much lighter.
Yeah, my mum, some of the pots she just can't even move. So,
absolutely.
So they go great with the dahlias if you want to splash out on those as well. And now do keep your messages coming in. We would love to hear from you. Any questions, any comments, then please message us on Facebook, YouTube, or of course you can email us at ygtv@yougarden.com. Right, should we move on to our begonia fimbriatas?
Yeah, the fimbriata mix that we've got here.
Yeah.
I adore this particular mix of begonias because I think it's the colours included in here for me. They're bold, they're bright, there's a lovely kind of rainbow of colour going on, but also you've got those lovely ruffled, almost serrated petals on here, which is what fimbriata means.
When we chat about this, it's like someone's got some pinking shears and just given all the petals a fantastic finish.
Yeah.
So these are show-offs. These are not kind of like, I'm going to hide in the corner. So, no, these are kind of like, look at me, I'm beautiful, I'm flamboyant. So which presenter do you think is a begonia fimbriata? It's not me, because I don't think I'm that flamboyant, am I?
No, you're not very flamboyant. Is it Joe? It's Joe Remblance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our lovely Joe, who was with us last week. He's quite flamboyant, isn't he?
Joe is the one with the beard, and he always wears a bright top, doesn't he?
Yeah. Joe,
if you're watching, you are a begonia fimbriata. Yes. But yeah, these are amazing begonias. So what I love about begonias, and Bex, I'm sure you back me up on this, they are so easy to grow.
So easy.
So easy. So they don't mind a bit of shade. If it's a dull summer, they don't mind. They don't mind full sun. If it's wet, and I hope we don't get, I think we have enough rain, so I hope we won't get a wet summer. But if it is wet or there's a downpour, the flowers stand up really well.
Yeah.
I know I sometimes get really down when you've got a basket of a pot looking amazing, and then you get a couple of days of rain and it all goes. But that doesn't happen with begonias.
It really doesn't happen with begonias. I mean, I didn't grow the fimbriata last year. I had the Belgian trailings, and they were... But honestly, the begonias, no matter which begonias you plant, they really do seem to be the standout plant. I love the contrast, actually, between the foliage and the flower. It's not all about the flower with the begonia, is it? You get lovely foliage and contrast between the two. But they're so simple, as you say. Very little maintenance from you. Feed and water, obviously, but it's not even like you need to deadhead begonias.
There is one thing you really need to do. You do need to talk to them. Do you talk to your plants?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I think I sometimes talk to myself when I'm gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the plants listen in. But the ribus tubers...
I think we opened those yesterday, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So, now they need to get frost-free.
But it's a great time to get them started now, and I do recommend that. I didn't plant tubers last year. I planted potted begonias, but I didn't do it until after this, after the frosts had passed. So they were still the best thing I had all summer, but if I'd have started them off earlier, I would have had even better, longer displays.
So the way you plant these, they're naturally bowl shapes. So you can see that's the bowl there.
Looks like a little bird's nest.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's a good. It's a good analogy. That's the top. The concave bit is the top. That's the bottom. Now this is an interesting one. That is a little bit hard to work out, okay, isn't it? That's more round shaped, but actually it's always the rougher side that's the bottom. So you can see that's where the roots were last year. That will be where the new growth comes from. So if you're not sure, the old one might not be bowl shaped, just feel it, and the rougher side is the bottom. Best way to get this started, I think, in a seed tray, a couple of inches of our premium professional compost. Cover them very lightly, don't bury them, so just like a centimetre compost on the top. Keep them in a nice, warm, bright place, and they'll start to shoot. I'm lucky I've got a greenhouse, But you haven't got a greenhouse, but you've got a conservatory.
I've got a conservatory and I've got lots of windowsills, so that's what I use with not having a greenhouse. It's very, very easy to do minor shooting. I've got little shoots coming up. I can see them.
Depending on where you live, if you live down south, I don't know what the weather's like there at the moment, but if there's no frost around, they can be outside in days, but you just need protecting from the frost. If you see that a frost is coming on its way, keep them protected.
Get them inside.
Yeah, but at the end of the year, you can dig the tubes up and save them as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saved about half of mine.
I didn't save any.
No, but it depends. If you've got time, dig them up at the end of the season and they'll come back year after year. But if you want to double up, I'm going to be buying those. I've planted 50 of my begonias so far.
Yeah, you've got your garden, you've got your pub garden, and you've got your mum's garden, haven't you?
My mum looks after a garden. She does amazing at 83, actually. But I do plant everything up for her.
Yeah.
She finds that a bit difficult, but then she does maintain.
And she looks after it.
Yeah, she deadheads and she weeds.
It's lovely to get out in the garden.
Next week, by the way, have you seen the weather for next week?
Yeah, I know, it looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah. We live kind of in the middle of the country, but it's going to be 13, 14 degrees.
Oh, my word, I'm getting outside.
Yes, I'm going to get my mankini on.
I'd love to see that.
No, you wouldn't.
I would. I really would.
Oh. No, you really wouldn't. Right, anyway, begonias, double up. You can get 20 of those for $14.99. Amazing value. Now, if you want to email us, ygtv@yougarden.com. Hey, I'm going to have a look at somebody's garden.
Yes, please. Oh, look.
This is Ian's garden.
Didn't we see Ian's garden yesterday? Isn't that... We did, didn't we? Why are we going to Ian's garden?
Oh my word!
Look at that.
It's got Himalayan blue poppy.
I love that. I planted those last year, so I'm really hoping to see that display this year. Apparently there's another even better reason to go to Ian's garden. Oh!
Ian, you are my kind of man.
Oh my word.
Oh my word.
Ian, we're coming to visit, yeah?
Do you know what?
Let's have a little party in Ian's garden.
Ian, you've just given me goosebumps, seriously. That's my idea of heaven, a bar in the garden and a Himalayan blue poppy. Ian, give any tips on Himalayan blue poppy, because I know it's a little bit tricky as a Himalayan. Once it gets going, it's great, but it's not the easiest to pop, is that one?
I'm sure that's... I definitely planted that last year.
And in your garden, it would do well because you put it near the tree, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, it's sort of like woodland, so it likes shady, it likes sort of like, say, like a forest kind of environment. They do really well in Scotland,
Well, I'm sure, because I was out there the other day and I'm sure I'm seeing, I've remembered where I planted that one and I'm sure I'm seeing the shoots coming up, so I'm quite excited to see that this year. I'm so excited.
My mum managed to get one of those going in her last garden, we should brought it with us. But well done.
That's amazing.
That's the most amazing poppy. So once you get going, they're great, but they can just be a little bit tricky.
It's exciting.
Yeah, well done.
Very nice.
Thank you. You've made our morning. Where's he live? Can we go around?
Yeah. Is he local? Can we go and sit in his pub?
Check out
pub garden.
Yeah. Right, and we better move on now. Keep those pictures coming in. We got primulas next.
Yeah, these have been really, really popular, and I'm not surprised because they are absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful colour mix included here. It is an amazing price as well because this is a buy one get one free, so you're going to get one each of the 6 different colours that you can see here. But as long as you enter our code YGTV924, we will enter another pack into your basket for you. This is how they arrive. So you will get 2 of those in our lovely mini greenhouses. They are labelled as well, but actually you really don't need them to be labelled because they're all in flower and looking gorgeous, so you can see which is which.
Well, just in case the odd one has just gone over and not
then
they
you'll be able to see.
I mean, we've seen these on the nursery and they're all in flower.
They are all in flower and they're looking amazing, and they're going to flower for you hopefully right the way through till June time.
Now, again, there are primulas and primulas, and the ballerina variety, they are just absolutely breathtaking, aren't they?
Yeah, I really love them because they actually thrive in a bit of shade. They will cope with full sun. Doesn't matter if you want to put them in full sun, but because they're a woodland sort of native, they do thrive in those slightly shadier spots.
And they look great in pots and containers and baskets.
They look fantastic. Yeah, I mean, in your borders, lighten up those borders whilst we're waiting for all those spring bulbs to start flowering. But they also look great as underplanting. So if you've got, bushes or you've got any of our standards, all of those things to create that tiered effect, that looks really pretty.
They are stunning. I love the fact that it's a buy one, get one free. So you're going to get 12 of those. The club price is $79. Where are you going, Bex?
I just thought of something. Because we've got our lovely...
We were really sad, but these are what we call on rundown. And basically what it means is when they're gone, they're gone. So if you want these, we've massively reduced the price. But I don't know why, but they're not coming back, which is really sad.
I know, it is really sad because they're really, really pretty. They have this gorgeous trellis effect going on at the top here. But what that creates is a picture frame. And I love that because we're going to frame the plants that we put in here. The reason I'm bringing these in now is that we are thinking potentially gifts, maybe a Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
It's coming up March the 10th. So I think these, you know, if you order your primulas and you ordered these, they would be delivered in time for you to be able to pot these up.
Yeah.
And then give them as a Mother's Day gift. You get 2, because this is a buy one, get one free as long as you enter the code. And if you get 2, I mean, you could get away...
What are you thinking?
Get away with 1 pack of your primulas. 3 in each, but I'd put 6 in. Make it look amazing.
Especially if it's a Mother's Day
And then you'd have 2 lovely gifts to give. Maybe it's one for mum, one for mother-in-law. Maybe it's one for you. I don't mind. Give yourself a gift.
And what I tend to do with my primulas is I do start them off in pots quite often, but then when they start to die down in the sun, when I say die down, I mean they don't die, they just stop flowering in the summer, they have a bit of a rest, then I put them in my beds and borders, I get my summer bedding.
And they form clumps as well, so you can divide them. But,
it's really easy to do that.
Yeah, dead easy.
Right, seriously, when these are gone, they're gone. That is why we're doing this knockout deal. It's a buy one, get one free. They're normally $8.99 each, so for 2 you'd normally be paying $17.98.
Yeah.
You can get 2 today for $5.99, and club members $5.39. That works out at £2.75.
I don't know.
No,
I'm rubbish at maths.
No, I think you were right on that one. You were $2.78.
$2.78.
You were right. Yay! 1-0 to Bex.
Whoop, whoop.
They're amazing. They're really pretty, really sweet, but they are. On what we call rundown, they are not coming back. It's a clearance on that one. Oh, that camera's close, Bex. Do that again, Stu. Let's scare the viewers. Actually, we don't. Actually, no, you look alright.
Well, I think if you are going for your primulas, I mean, obviously you've got loads of options of where to plant them, but if you're just looking for an idea, then I think this is a really great option.
I love. That was close. Thankfully, it was only for a second. But yeah, get those in your basket. And don't forget to head to our lovely garden friends out there. Spend £40 and you'll get free delivery as well. Here's a little example of how you can save lots of money. So at the moment, we've got one of the bird trellis in there. We've got the primula, just one. And we've got the dahlias in there as well. Actually, no, if you put 2 in there, hang on, but the price, it's not. I said 2 was $14.99, but I tell you why, we've got full prices, we haven't put the code in. So YGTV924, apply the code. Oh, that's better, the postage has disappeared, because we're over £40, we've got a free bird planter, we've got free primulas, the dahlias are now $7.50, and we're going to get our free sweet peas. I mean, that is, when you look at what we've spent.
That's amazing.
That is a really good basket. I mean, to me, those dahlias alone, you could pay. I mean, I'm not being funny, but in a garden centre, you often find a pack of 2 dahlias.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes 1, depending on the variety. But that shows you how much money you can save.
I want to save a bit more money though, please. Because there's a little box there that says save more money. All you have to do is click on that, add to basket. What you're going to do is then join the club. It costs you £5 to join the club, but you're saving £5.20. So you've already covered the cost of that membership for the next 12 months. Every single order you now place in the next 12 months means that you're going to be saving 10% every single time you place that order. So it's really well worth joining that club. Over 40,000 members we have in that club right now, and it's growing every single week. So it is 10,000 members of you.
How could it be me? There's only one of me, thankfully.
There is only one.
Yes.
But yeah, it's such a good club, honestly, and just £5 for that full year.
Yeah. Right, we're going to move on to some really gorgeous sweet peas. I know you've got your sweet pea seeds free, but this variety is really special. One of my favourites. My mum's grown this quite a few times. It's called sweet pea. Patio Perfect. And it's a really compact variety that only grows to about 60 centimetres. Because I think quite often with sweet peas, you need a big fence for them to climb up, a big trellis, but not with these. And these have been really bred and designed for smaller gardens. Now, when we say 20 garden-ready plants, we don't just mean 20 plants. That's a bit misleading, actually. We mean 20 plugs. And in each plug, several seeds have been actually sown.
Yeah, we say a minimum of 4, but look how many you can see in there.
How many's in that one, Bex? 6, 7?
At least.
Yeah.
There's so many in there, and it is an ultra compact variety, so we are only talking maybe 60 centimetres in total. They will gently trail, as you can see. These are going to give a wonderful trail over the edges of baskets, over the edges of pots. Maybe you've got window boxes. I just want to show you the quality of those. They've been started and grown on by our expert growers here.
And great roots.
They are really, really fantastic. So they will trail if you put them into a pot or a basket. They will gently climb if you put them into something that they can climb up as well, but they're not going to climb as big as your other sweet peas.
If you've got a smaller garden, a little courtyard, a little sort of intimate area of your garden, they're going to be absolutely perfect. Now, the golden rules with sweet peas, you do need to deadhead. And when we say deadhead, when the flowers go over, they actually produce seed pods really quickly, sometimes in like just literally 2 or 3 days. Now, that's not a good thing if you want them to keep flowering. It's a great thing if you want to collect the seeds for next year, but what you really want to do throughout the summer is just take the seed pods that are falling off, so deadhead, and they will keep flowering all summer long. They do like to be well fed. Blooming fast is perfect for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice sunny spot. Sweet peas do require fairly deep pots.
Like deep roots, don't they?
Yeah.
So I've planted my sweet pea seeds into the windowsill propagator kits, which is great to get them started off, but they're about that deep. Really, they do like to root quite deeply.
Yeah.
So you want 12-inch minimum, really, and that's what I'll be moving mine into once they get a bit more established.
And these are just about right.
Just about, yeah.
And that's Eclipse. These are on clearance as well. The sweet peas look really nice in here, actually.
Yeah, and this Patio Perfect collection will be perfect for here, because what they'll do is they'll sort of gently climb up here, but you'll also get some trailing going on as well with these. So this will create the most wonderful kind of ball of colour and fragrance from your sweet peas.
And although that isn't quite 12 inches, we have grown them in here before, and they've done really, really well.
Yeah, they will do fine in there,
just keep them in water and well fed. But they look really attractive. They are on clearance as well, so when they're gone, they are gone, and that's why we're doing a buy one, get one free today.
Yeah, so £4.50 each if you are in the club, because remember, you do get that 10% saving. You must enter the code YGTV924. When it's a buy one, get one free, you put one in your basket, use the code, and we'll put the other one in for you.
Do you know, I think we're going to have a really busy show today.
I think we are.
Well, it's March tomorrow.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll dispatch and deliver everything as quickly as we can. But I'm thinking, it's Thursday today, isn't it? So your orders will probably get to you the weekend. They might get the weekend, but early next week. Yeah. And then next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Amazing weather.
It looks like there are high pressures coming in, and it's going to be really sunny. I can't wait. Can you?
It's so exciting.
I've planned 2 full days in my garden next week.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't planned my week next week. I'll have to have a look at it.
Yeah, I just planned my week around the weather.
Oh yeah, is it Wednesday and Thursday when we're in the shed?
I've got a few appointments on the Thursday, but I'll have a few hours free, and then Friday I've got off.
Woo!
Yeah. We are getting excited. Spring is in the air. We're going to kiss goodbye to February after today.
Yes.
If it wasn't a leap year, we'd have already done it, wouldn't we?
Exactly.
Yeah. But things are really, really picking up, aren't they? Right. Stu's excited because F1 starts tomorrow.
Formula One, yeah. I know. Stu loves his F1,
he
don't
does.
you, mate?
Right. These are
Christine
fantastic.
In the chat. She is saying, can you hang the bird planters? Oh, No, you can't hang those. Really.
I mean,
so this is not a handle.
No.
It's a decoration. They clip into the side
Yeah,
here. You can remove them. But once that's full, you really shouldn't use this. It might break the clips
so they're for obviously just
on the ground
patio.
or on a table or something. But if you want something to hang, we do have the amazing deal on our Knox hanging baskets. They are a buy one, get one free. They are a little bit more cost effective than the birdies as well. Because these are £4.49 if you are a club member. Add one into your basket, enter the code right there. YGTV94, we will automatically enter the second one, and it is a hanging basket.
Do you know what I think, the Becks? Those actually work well together.
They do.
Yeah, they're the same tone.
Yeah.
So the bird planters could go on the ground, and those could be hanging above it. That would work well, wouldn't it?
It would work lovely. And these will work for your patio sweet peas as well, because they'll just trail over the edge.
Yeah.
They would look lovely.
If you were buying all four of those, what's it work out about? It's not a lot, is it? £11 quid or something?
I think Stu's telling me.
£4.97, £5.97, yeah. That's £10.98.
Lovely.
Wow, even less if you're in the club. It'd be under £10.
That's a great value, actually. 4 of those pots.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But they really do work together if you're trying to theme things. But again, just put one of each in your basket, use the code, and you'll get the free ones as well.
Very good, very good.
God.
Like those. Right, compost o'clock.
Now, I ran out of our compost on Monday, and I was so annoyed with myself.
I still need to
I was on a roll. I was getting lots done. I was planting my begonias, planting my dahlias, and then I'm out of compost. And do you know what I ended up doing? Having a dad nap in the afternoon. I got a bit like, depressed, and I just stopped and had a nap.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
What a waste.
And you've seen from the close-up, I don't exactly look refreshed. But anyway, actually, no, I do feel refreshed. But we have got our best-selling product right now at YouGarden. Grab this today, $24.98, but club members, $22.48 for 100 litres, 250-litre bags. And it is the compost that we use on the nursery when we're making ready-made hanging baskets, when we're potting up bare roots, when we're repotting plants. So yes, anything that we plant up. In fact, we also, as many of you know, we have shows on QVC, and we've potted up some displays. Alan, who helps us, has potted up some displays.
He's taken them there today, isn't he?
Yeah, but he obviously used this compost. We use it for everything.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's the best. This has been scientifically, excuse me. Scientifically selected and put together so that you have got the absolute best ingredients included in here in order to give your plants the best start, the best life, because it's really important what we feed our plants.
It is. So I'm just going to go through what you've got in the compost. So 50% of this is composted wood fibre, and it's been composted to the most magnificent level. And when I say that, look how fibrous this is, look how even it is. So having a texture like this just means that the roots of the plants, they can get the right amount of water, the right amount of oxygen, which is so important. Now, you've also got 3 different types of peat in here, light and dark peat. Some of those are renewable, so you've got the sphagnum moss peat, for example, which is renewable. But we have, over the years, really try to get now to a point where we put the minimum amount of peat in there to gain the maximum results. Obviously, we you know, with environmental issues, so we now give you the minimum amount, but to give you maximum results. Now, I know what Bex is looking for. She's looking for the slow-release fertiliser. You'll find these throughout the compost, these lovely little green balls. What these will do, these are actually really clever. They will feed your plants for up to 6 months. So that means that they are getting the right amount of food as they develop, as they grow. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't still use liquid feeds, but you've got that as an absolute security to know that your plants are going to be fed for up to 6 months. Now, you've also got in here what we call a pH buffer. Most plants like to be, in terms of pH, and we don't want to get too complicated, but most plants like to be just slightly on the acidic side of neutral. So there's a pH buffer that is in there to give you the right acidity for nearly all plants. There are a few exceptions, so any acid-loving plants, they need an ericaceous compost.
They do. We've got a couple on the show today.
Yeah,
we've got blueberries.
Yes.
They definitely want full ericaceous. We've got a camellia on the show that prefers ericaceous, so that wants a mixture. But basically, any like rhododendrons, azaleas, those sorts of things, they want ericaceous compost. We have it on the website. Just type in Eric in the search bar; it will come up.
I'll try and spell it correctly today. ERICACEOUS.
Yes, he's nailed it.
Spelling is rubbish, but I finally got that one.
Finally.
The great thing is our website is really intuitive, so even if you get the first few letters of something,
it'll bring it up.
Normally brings it up. What else have we got in here? Oh, wetting agent, yeah.
So there's a wetting agent, and this is absolutely fascinating because what it does is, in simplest terms, it makes the water stick to the compost. It makes the water sticky, which is really important if you think when baskets and tubs and even the ground has got really dried out and you're trying to water it, but the water's just, spilling over the edge. It's not going in.
Yeah, it's just so annoying when that happens.
The wetting agent makes the water stick to the compost, which means that we're obviously being more environmentally friendly as well because we're not having to use as much water, which is really important.
It is a brilliant compost, and one of the best ways of getting your basket to over £40, if you've got a few plants in there right now, just get yourself some of our premium vegetable compost. The reviews are amazing. It's our best-selling product. It's the compost we use on the nursery, and actually for club members with that discount price, £22.48, it's incredible. And don't forget, we are delivering it straight to your door.
Yeah.
And that makes such a difference. One of the worst things I find to buy in a garden centre or the big DIY stores is compost, because it's an absolute pain to get a big trolley, to go outside, to get the compost off the top of the pile, to put it on your trolley. Then you've got a dodgy wheel on the trolley and you're trying to manoeuvre it.
I had that in the supermarket yesterday. I had a dodgy trolley.
Awful. And then... it's just a whole experience. All the flatbed trolleys, they're a nightmare anyway. Then you've got to take it off the trolley into the car, all that palaver. We will deliver it absolutely free of charge.
Yeah, and I don't want you to underestimate the importance of the compost that you use. I used to really underestimate it. I just thought, well, it doesn't matter. It's compost, it's soil. But it is so important. The science of this is actually really fascinating once you start reading into it, and it is so vital that you feed your plants with the best ingredients, and this truly is the best ingredients. Once you've used it, once you've tried it, once you've seen the results, you will be just like our wonderful regular viewers who, they say they will never use anything else. Please check out the reviews on this. Over the years that we've been bringing this to you, which has been many years now in various shopping channels and things, thousands upon thousands of people have reviewed this, and they've often said things like, it's my gold star product, I will never use anything else, and that's because they get results.
So I hope you get it today. Here's some of the results. So Janet, Lorraine, Susan, Margaret. What's Lorraine say? I have bought lots of this compost. I will never buy any other. I've used it in pots and beds when planting, also to improve the soil. It is a great soil improver, actually. Perfect for flowers, trees and veg, and has made a big difference to my garden. Yes, Lorraine, we always say it's perfect for everything from seeds all the way through to trees. And there's the average rating there, 4.7 out of 5. And that's based on 394 reviews. 330 of those are all 5-star. So it is an amazing compost. And honestly, become a club member and you're going to save best part of £2.50 every single time that you order. God, I think we're going to have such a busy show today, Bex.
It is going to be busy. I agree with you, and that's because we've got a lovely selection here today. We'll talk a lot about our tagline, our ethos, what we absolutely believe in here at YouGarden is gardening for everyone. Yeah. And I think that what we do, I know that what we do at YGTV is we really put together shows that anybody can get involved in, no matter your size of garden, no matter your experience level, all of those different things. If you've got an allotment, we've got stuff for you. If you've got a courtyard garden, we've got it for you. If you've got a traditional garden like me, patch of grass with some borders, we've got it for you. If you've got a balcony or a terrace and you don't actually have a massive outdoor space, we've got something for you. And at great prices as well. Amazing quality and amazing prices. Right, loads more to show you, and let's have... I gotta do it. Yeah, go on. So let's have a little... Oh my word.
A little bit of fragrance now.
Daphne Perfume
that
Princess.
is stunning, isn't it?
The fragrance from this is... But
oh, sorry, because I've got a really poor sense of smell.
You have got a bad sense of smell, haven't you?
That's great.
That is so beautiful. It is gorgeous.
It really
it's perfectly named because it is the Perfume Princess.
It is.
And the thing with this particular Daphne as well is you get... I mean, the flowers on here can be 4 times larger than other Daphnes.
Yeah, so some of the varieties are quite small flowers. These are a bit more substantial, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are actually. God, when you look at them, a lot bigger.
They really are.
Yeah.
And I love how those buds open as well, because you get these lovely kind of magenta buds that then open to the prettiest pink colour. It is gorgeous, and it's evergreen as well. So you've always got those lovely evergreen leaves on there. And it is winter hardy as well. Look out for the winter hardy stamp on any of our pages, on any of our product pages. If it's got that snowflake that says winter hardy on it, it means that the plant comes with a lifetime guarantee, which I think is one of the best things that we do here at YouGarden. We will guarantee that plant for its lifetime, which basically means if it dies, you know, if you've done everything you're supposed to look after it, but it doesn't thrive in your garden.
Or if you haven't.
Yeah, to be honest. All you have to do is get in touch with our customer services department, explain to them what's happened, and they will replace that plant for you free of charge.
Which is amazing.
You just cover any postage costs to get that out to you. I don't actually know of any other company that does that. There might be, I've never seen it myself.
But it's incredible. I know you wouldn't get that at your local garden centre. Imagine taking a dead plant back to your local garden centre 12 months later and going...
Can you replace it, please?
I know. Imagine doing that in one of the big stores as well.
Yeah.
But we want you to be a long-term happy customer, so we do give you that lifetime guarantee on all winter hardy products.
Just gonna have another sniff.
Yeah, go on. So while you're sniffing, I'm gonna move over to our Oriental Poppy collection. Now you actually get 5 bare roots here with postage included for just $12.99.
So pretty.
And we'll talk about poppies. In fact, no, let's talk about poppies first of all, then we'll explain how you plant the bare roots. So, poppies, they're the most beautiful flowers. I love their kind of natural nature. I love the way that they just gently blow in the wind. These varieties will grow up to, after a few years, they'll be about 70 centimetres tall, maybe even taller. Width-wise, I mean, my mum's poppies now, I would say last year, they got to about 70, 80 centimetres, massive plums.
Wow, okay, good.
But she planted her bare roots, I think they've been in there about over 3 years now, so this will be the 4th year. And year 1 we got a couple of poppies, year 2 we've probably got about a dozen, and then last year 20, 30
Loads
poppies.
of them,
yeah. Lots of lovely colours here as well. Now they like a sunny spot, they like well-drained soil. What I tend to do when they're flowered, I cut them right back to the ground. Seems harsh, but that way you get lots of new growth, and you sometimes get a second flourish in the autumn as well.
This is what I quite like about poppies, actually. And yes, you need to leave them a little while for them to establish to get multiple flowers, but actually it's the growth rate of the foliage that you get.
Yeah.
You get a decent amount of foliage very quickly, don't you, with these?
Do.
So it's not like you're having to wait for the plant to establish for years. The plant starts getting established and you start getting that foliage, and then it's the flowers that come on top of that.
Now they sometimes take a little while to really get going in terms of the amount of poppies you get, but you should get some the first year.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should.
This is how they arrive.
Yeah.
Full instructions.
You do need to get on to planting these as soon as possible.
Yes,
though.
that's with all bare roots, isn't
yeah,
it?
every bare root, really. You don't want to leave it for too long, because basically with a bare root, it's been sort of lifted, it's been kept in cold store. These arrive to you with a bit of soil in the bag. Now, that's slightly moist to obviously keep the bare root alive. If you leave it in the bag for weeks on end, it will dry out, and unfortunately it will die. So you do need to get on to planting it as soon as possible. I would soak the bare roots just for a little while, with these not too long, but a couple of hours maybe, and then get them planted in the ground. And there's no problem with getting those planted out right now. The only times you don't do it is if the ground is really fully waterlogged, so bear that in mind with how much rain we've had, or if it's really, really frosty.
And what I tend to do, if I've bought bare roots and I can't plant them straight away, then I make sure they're kept moist, but actually, Stu's just said, our head of technique, he said, do you put them in pots? And that's what I tend to. If I've got bare roots that are meant for the ground, but I can't get in there, I start them off in pots.
Yeah, just heal them in a pot somewhere and then plant them out into wherever it is once you're ready to do that.
And actually, sometimes I like starting bare roots off in pots anyway, just so I know where they are. You know what I mean? If you put you should really always label things in the ground, but...
Who does, though? I certainly don't. And then you start digging and you're like,
oh no, that's where I planted my poppies, so you can always start those up in pots as well. Poppies do occasionally need a little bit of support and staking, not every time, but as they get big, you may need that as well.
Yeah, it depends where you plant them.
I love the blotches in the centre, don't you?
Yeah, they're so characteristic of a poppy, aren't they? And I just love those sort of papery petals.
Yes,
they're
that's a nice word
pretty.
For them. Yeah, papery. I like that.
Yeah, they're so pretty, and a lovely, lovely mix of colours included in there as well. So nice big saving on there of £7. It's £11.69 if you are in the club. 580007, and it's postage included on that one. So you could just place that as an order on its own with no postage, and you'll get your free gift of your sweet pea seeds, and then you can come back and place another order and get another pack.
Yes. Good morning, by the way, if you just joined us. Good morning to YGTV. We are getting busy. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is lovely Bex Edwards.
Hello.
By the way, if you ever want to follow us on social media, because we've got really wild, exciting lives.
Absolutely wild and exciting, and I share as much of it as I can on my social media. No, I don't really. But yes, please come and join us on our social medias. That is me.
Yes, and jokes apart, we tend to share really what we're doing in the garden. We give you the heads up about shows and offers. But we love seeing your gardens, and if you want to see what we're up to, that's Bex, Facebook and Instagram.
Absolutely. And Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man, is what you need to search for on Instagram and Facebook if you want to follow our lovely Shaun.
Yeah, and it's SHAUN, so Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. I do more on Facebook than you, but you do more on Instagram, don't you? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we love it if you follow us, and so you get a bit of a heads up when the shows are, what we're doing, what's coming up next. And sometimes you do get to see what we're up in our spare time as well.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yes.
Like Shaun in Panto.
We did a local panto at the pub, and I was an ugly sister. And do you know what?
You loved it as well.
I did.
You did. You really enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did. I mean,
got a wig on.
Yeah, I'd never played an ugly sister before. And I was
ripped fishnet ties.
Yeah. I was like, I embraced it, and I really wasn't looking forward to it as well. I was like, on the night, I did love it. I was very rude and very cheeky. And very damn, and
that's
very,
not like him.
And very damn market, my character. But anyway, let's move on to the climbing rose.
No, we're doing anemones.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was going to say about the panto was for charity, so we were raising money for local charities, so I embraced it. Right, anemones. Now, my mum was watching the show yesterday, because my mum's got a few anemones, and she was like, oh, I'd love to have more. Well, you can have loads of these at home, 75 bulbs, but it's a buy one, get one free, so you get 150.
Yeah, which people are thinking, 150, that's a lot, but it really isn't, because these are nice and petite, okay? So we're only talking maybe 10, 15 centimetres in height. They don't spread massively, although they will naturalise, so you can create a lovely carpet of colour. But getting 150 of these, bearing in mind that lovely petite size that we're talking about, it's about getting that carpet of colour going on. You want to plant these in big multiples together in order to get the best displays. They're classic, they're lovely daisy shaped. There's a beautiful range of those blues and violets and lilacs and white colours included in there with those lovely yellow centred as well. I absolutely adore them. I think you'll get multiple flowers per bulb as well. It is an absolute garden workhorse, and you get at least 3 weeks worth of flowers from these, and potentially even double that, up to 6 weeks worth of flowers from these. And they're sort of March, April flowering. So I know we're near March now, planting these now. Are we going to get flowers this year? You're planting a promise here to get flowers next year, absolutely, and you might get some as well this year.
And do you know, if you're dreading the idea of planting 150
yeah, you don't need to.
Well, they're only really small.
They're small.
And they only need to be about an inch or so deep, so it's not like you've got to dig a massive hole. Just get your trowel and just take off the top layer of soil in your bed and border, put them in clusters and groups, and they'll come back year after year. And they like a bit of a woodland setting, so they're great around trees and shrubs. Yeah. I've got a few in my garden.
And your eucalyptus would be great, actually.
Yeah, it would.
You've got a lot under your eucalyptus already, haven't you?
I've actually got a few of these in the eucalyptus.
Is it under eucalyptus?
But only a few. And then I've got a few.
Didn't you plant all your crocus under there as well?
Yeah.
Did they survive?
Yeah, because they had a bit of shelter.
Ah, there we go.
My crocus are in pots. I'll be honest, it's been a bit wet and they've just gone
not
to
done
mush.
very well.
No, but every year.
Under a tree or somewhere like that, to plant these and get that lovely carpet that will then naturalise and give you that every single year. I think they're a winner.
They really are.
Love them.
And they are 630244. $8.99, but it is a buy one get one free, so you get 150 in total. You do need to use the code YGTV924. Right, a brand new rose that we are very excited about.
I'm incredibly excited about this, and I've wanted to do a climbing rose for a long time now, and maybe this is the year that I actually do a climbing rose.
Do you know, I think a lot of us have that desire to have that classic arch.
How pretty is that?
If you are maybe thinking about planting this up an archway or something like that, I always think walnut either side.
Yeah, so that it can meet in the middle. Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking about what I'd really quite like to do is plant this so that it climbs up the side of my house.
Oh, that'd look good.
I've just got to dig a hole in the patio. That's the problem.
Oh, you do what? Front of the house?
No, back of the house, because the back of the house is sunny. Front of the house won't get enough sun.
Okay.
This needs a decent amount of sun. There are roses that you can buy that are great for shade. This isn't that one, okay? This needs a decent amount of sun. It'll cope with a little bit of shade, but I think the Prince's Trust Rose needs a good 5-6 hours worth of sun in a daytime.
But this is a really true performer, though, as well, isn't it? It's
classic as well. I love the red roses. It's romantic.
I mean,
it's
when
beautiful.
you see a climbing rose covered, imagine this with hundreds of red roses up your house, up an archway, up a trellis. They are just breathtaking, aren't they?
They're so pretty, yeah, absolutely. And this one is a true performer, and you will get so many roses from this. Now, it can climb. We are talking 6, 7, 8 feet. It can climb. It can keep going for you. So if you're trying to cover maybe a pergola, or you've got a lovely garden arch or something like that, it's going to grow relatively quickly and cover that area for you. But I like the idea, if you're trying to do an arch or cover a pergola, get two and let them grow up and meet together.
And I think we've all got those ugly areas in our garden. It might be the garage, the side of the garage that is just, horrible brickwork or something like that. It may be an ugly old fence, but when you cover it with a climbing rose, it just transforms it. Really strong. You look at this.
Yeah, super
You've
strong.
got 5 really strong branches on here, and this is already bursting into life. Now, again, it's been lifted when it's dormant. It's been in our cold store. So when you get it home, you need to unwrap it, give it a really good soak in a bucket of water. I tend to do it with roses. I give them a soak overnight. You get away with a couple of hours, but just to be sure, do it overnight and then get planting. And this one, with it being a climber, you really want to give it a good start. I mean, whenever I'm planting roses, I always put some of our premium professional compost in there. And this is a really good top tip, mycorrhizal root grow. We both have been using this the past couple of years. It's made a massive difference, hasn't it?
It really does make a big difference. What it does is it just helps to create that secondary root system really, really quickly.
Yes.
Stronger roots, better shoots.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say it more simply than that. Once the root system is there, that's what feeds the plants, that's what gets the water, that's what gets the feeds in there. So as quickly as you can get a decent root system, the quicker you're going to get an amazing display.
And I know that you might think, oh, do I really need that? And in truth, it's not an essential, but it does make a massive difference. And the tagline on this, I think it's perfect. It says, the best start and a lifetime of benefits.
Yeah, because you only need to apply it once.
Yeah.
You actually only need to apply it once in there. So the Prince's Trust Rose is, it is absolutely beautiful. You get these lovely bright red splashes of the flowers. It contrasts beautifully against the lovely green leaves. You're going to get hundreds of flowers on here once it gets established, and you will get them for months on end, because May right the way through to October is, maybe even a bit later depending on the weather. I was having roses on my rose bushes in December last year. Weird, I know. But yeah, you'll get hundreds and hundreds of these, and I think it's romantic and I think it's beautiful. And if you put that in the right place, that will be gorgeous.
And that right place, as Bex was saying, is a sunny spot.
Sunny.
That's when it's going to do its be at its absolute best.
And you can train it as well.
Yeah,
this is the beautiful
of course.
thing, you know. If you want to train it to go in a certain direction, which is what we want to do with the climbing rose, you can absolutely do that. And I'm I'm doing it. This is it. I'm getting this. I'm going to train it up the side of my house. I'm doing it.
They look great, Bex.
Done deal.
They will look great. Right, now, remember, Ian sent in those gorgeous pictures
of his bar in his garden.
Yes, and his Himalayan poppy.
Himalayan poppy.
And I asked for a few tips, because these can be a bit tricky. So so he's got it in semi-shade, which sounds ideal, and indirect sunshine 3 or 4 hours.
Oh.
So it took him years 2 and 3 to get the flowers. Well done, Ian.
All right, I planted mine at the end of the season last year, so I might not get flowers this year.
No, sometimes, I'm glad this didn't happen, but sometimes when they flower, they do die after they've flowered.
Oh.
Occasionally. Yeah, obviously that didn't happen with you, Ian. But they are, once you get them going, they're amazing, aren't they?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I might have to stay in the house.
I think you put yours in the correct position.
Based on what Ian's saying there, mine are in the perfect spot, so we'll see.
I'm going to try those this year, because I've got a couple of places in my garden that do really well. I've got kind of a little woodlandy area that gets a few hours of sunshine, so yes. Right, we have got an absolute deal now on our Oriental lilies. So 25 for $9.99, or the big 5-0, you're not there yet, Bex, for $14.99. And that's a lot, 50. I mean, yes, that's a big number.
It is a big number.
It's a big number.
Absolutely, but I think when it comes to lilies, because you're going to want to plant these, again, this is plant in multiples. Don't plant them individual bulbs. They're lonely on their own. They do want to be planted together. You want to create a display like we're showing you in this picture. So, 9, 12, 15 of them together in a bunch like that is what you want to get.
And lilies, they can look great in pots as well. So we've got loads of pots on the show, or beds and borders. And the great thing is they are really hardy. They come back. I mean, I've got lilies in pots that come back every single year
without fail.
Yeah, and I don't do a lot with them.
No, just feed them, water them.
And I do feed them, but I'm not meticulous about it.
No, they're very, very easy to grow.
But they don't look, when you look at a lily flower, they look exotic, don't they? They look like they'd be hard work.
And Oriental lilies as well. There's lots of different, there's Oriental, there's Asiatic, and with Orientals, you're getting larger flowers, heady, beautiful fragrance. They're slightly taller than Asiatic lilies as well. The leaves on them, the foliage is slightly wider apart than on Asiatic lilies. This is why Oriental lilies tend to be used the majority of the time in cut flower displays.
And the fragrances with the Orientals, as you're saying, Bex, quite magnificent, that heavy fragrance.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
I know it can divide people. I know some people are not a fan of the Oriental lily fragrance. I think it's beautiful personally.
And as you said, look at the markings on these. Look at that. They're pretty. Just amazing. And they make a great cut flowers, I'm sure you all know.
Yep.
And you are going to get 25 or 50 for $14.99. Lilies only flower once a year, so you don't get repeat flowering, lots of different stems, but they do come back year after year after year.
Year after year.
Year after year.
I love the way he says
that. And they're really good size, these. I mean, look.
Sorry.
It's all right, all right. I'm from York, you see. In case I go northern.
Years after year.
From York.
Love it.
I used to be a lot more northern, actually. So amazing value, winter hardy, easy to plant. All the instructions on it. So if you ever forget, it tells you the size of the bulb, the height. So these get to about 26 inches. That sounds right.
Yeah, about that.
Up to 26 inches. And planting depth, I think 3 to 4 inches.
Yeah, and they really don't need too much staking. I did stake some of my lilies last year, but that's not because the stems needed help in standing up. It's because they kept trying to follow the sun, so they were bending towards the sun. So that's why I was staking them, not because they're weak. They do stand up nice and strong, but depending on where you plant them, they might lean towards the sun, and in which case then you'd stake them.
Anyway, keep those messages coming in. We would love to hear from you. We're live until 1 o'clock today.
Yeah, we are. Another couple of hours.
Yes. Right.
Into the middle.
I've got my eye on this Escalonia.
I know. Well, we've got 2 different options for you on the Escalonia. Now, the standard, I think, is absolutely stunning. I love anything in a standard shape. I think they're just really pretty. And I think it gives you the opportunity to create a lovely tiered effect as well. When you plant this out, if you get one of our April planters...
I will get you
it's
one.
just round the corner. Oh, there is. If you get one of our April planters and you put your standard Escalonia in here, and then you got... our Primula ballerinas and planted them around the bottom. I just love that tiered effect.
That is true class, I think.
It is classy, absolutely. And the Escallonia is evergreen, so you'll always have these beautiful leaves on here, so there's always something to look at. But it's in the summertime when you get these pink blooms on here, the panicle shapes, the ice cream cone shapes of flowers that are an absolute pollinating paradise. I was going to say pollinating paradise then.
I quite like that. I like that. Close enough.
You knew what I meant, right?
Yeah, we knew.
The pollinators adore these flowers, so it's definitely a valuable plant to have in your garden.
And very rare to see an Escallonia, the pink L, as a standard. And it's one of the things that we're really good at here at YouGarden. We've got some amazing, very unusual standards.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, you do pay more for standard. A lot of work goes into the grafting process, the development of these, but it is worth it. And bear in mind, this is evergreen. It's going to look good all year round. But then in the summer, you are going to get these amazing flowers.
They are beautiful as well. And it's really quite floriferous, very easy to look after, very undemanding. A bit of pruning and trimming just to maintain the shape of this is all that's going to be needed.
And I love the way all of these hundreds of flowers have that lovely conical shape as well.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
But if that's out your price range, but you think, I'd love an Escallonia, do not worry. This...
We've got an option for you.
It's a regular version, and it's only £9.99 today. It is £9.99, isn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think so.
When we're looking at this earlier in the studio, I was like, that can't only be £9.99. Yeah, I say studio, it's a potting shed. It's been adapted to a studio.
Yeah, we've put some cameras in it.
I'd love to have a potting shed this big.
I would as well.
Wouldn't you?
Love it. Could you imagine?
I'd
put a bed in the corner.
I was going to say I'd never go home.
Sleep in it.
Right, can we give you the details on this lovely Escallonia though? So this is the regular version. If you want the standard, it's £34.99, 511 530. That's the standard option. This is a regular one, and it's £9.99.
Yeah, £9.99 in a 2 litre pot, really nicely established, wonderful as a feature plant in a pot, and I think that works beautifully, but it also would work quite nicely in a border as well, in a lovely mixed border, particularly if you've got deciduous plants in a border. It's a great one to mix in with those because you've got that evergreen.
And actually, just look around you, I mean, don't leave us, but think about some of your borders right now. Just some of them look really bare. One of my main borders I got wrong to start with, and I remember, because I've only had my garden, we're in the 4th year this year, and one border, after a couple of years, I looked in the winter and I thought, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
All dead. I say dead, but everything was herbaceous,
or
deciduous, just nothing. So sometimes it's really important to have greenery all year round,
Absolutely.
and that gives you that. I mean, this is what it looks like on the 29th of February. £9.99, going to flower throughout the middle of the summer.
Yeah, so any time from June through to October, and they come in flushes, so you get a couple of flushes of the flowers with this. But do remember about those pollinators really enjoying this, and it is a beautiful feature, this one, definitely. And
it looks great. It's only moderate growing, it doesn't go
it doesn't
rampant.
get massive. No. Sorry, it can grow up to 4 feet in height and spread. So
that's not massive, is it?
It's not massive. No. So if you're thinking about putting it in a border, you want to go sort of back of the border, I think. It'll take time to get there, though. It's not a fast grower.
It's not invasive, but you can easily contain it in a nice pot as well. It's beautiful, that one.
Love it.
Amazing price. Look at the discount club price, £8.99. £8.99.
If you've got a £5 voucher to spend, that's going to cost you just £4 or something, isn't it, as a club member?
Yeah. So do check if you've got any vouchers, you club members out there. Right, we've lots of questions.
Oh, God, I have requests to see this, apparently.
Yeah, now I cannot for the life of me understand why I've never grown one of these.
No, me neither.
Because we had this yesterday. I'm thinking perfect for my garden because it flowers from October right through to March, doesn't it?
Right the way through to March. So we're talking about, well, even longer actually. It'll probably go April into May time as well.
Oh my word.
Honestly, you get a lot, and it smells. It smells delicious.
Oh, it does.
It's a light fragrance, so it's not like the Daphne Perfume Princess, which is,
nice.
Ooh, that's lovely. It's a really nice light fragrance.
And I like the leaves. It's quite delicate looking as well.
I love it.
So I've never grown it, but what really made me think I want it was when yesterday you said it would actually do well even in exposed sites?
Yeah, so this would be wonderful actually for coastal locations as well. So this is, you know, it's a workhorse.
It's not fussy,
this one.
is it?
It's not fussy, no, and it will flower over the winter season as well. Gives you that lovely light fragrance. It's got that evergreenness to it as well. The I like that word, evergreenness.
Yes.
The Royal Horticultural Society have given it their award of garden merit. It's deliciously scented too. It's compact. It doesn't get massive. We're only talking about metre by a metre, so I think lovely mixed into those borders. But it's that fragrance, it's that bright yellow colour that you're getting through some of the dullest, darkest parts of the year.
And I love yellow as a colour. I always think yellow's a happy colour.
It's happy, it's bright, it definitely makes you smile.
So quite a few have been asking about this one. Well, yeah, it's only $14.99, and the club price is $13.49. Elaine's got this. Elaine,
Well
I'm with
done,
you.
Elaine, I'm with you.
I don't know why I've never bought one of these.
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
I think it's... Do you know what? It's did I say it yesterday? It's not a show-stopping plant.
No.
It's not one that you go, oh, I must have that. It's so beautiful. But the difference that it would make in a garden does make it show-stopping. If you
I've
see what I
got
mean.
plenty of spots in my garden. I'm thinking to have that yellow just in the background would look amazing.
Excuse me.
It's all right, Bex. You're out, you know.
I don't know what. That's only 2 so far. So
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. That's. So a few weeks ago, I just, blessed. I was coughing every 10 minutes, wasn't I? Oh dear. But the good thing is, if you have got the snivels, the coughs and colds, we're heading into warmer times, aren't we?
Yes.
Right, we've had a request. Those dahlias are flying. Right, we need to quickly go back to those.
Absolutely love this hybridisers mix.
Bex and I, genuinely, we are both going dahlia crazy this year.
Yeah, it's all about dahlias this year, isn't it?
It is.
All about the dahlias.
And one thing I've learnt, sometimes, especially if you're on a budget, if you want the biggest show for the fewest pennies, dahlias are the one to go for. I mean, the only things that compete with the dahlia, I think, in terms of the big show is the lily. Right, Max? But lilies only flower once per year. You get one stem, or 2 couple stems, but they don't keep flowering. Dahlias will flower from summer, so maybe as early as June, all the way through to the first frost. And what you get today, and as I mentioned earlier, there's our website, YouGarden's website is so busy right now, so many orders going through. A lot of the customers that order on the website don't know about the TV show. They really don't. You do. You're watching. And you get bigger discounts often on the TV show. So this, using our code, the double up deal, you can get 20 for $14.99. And each dahlia this year will grow to almost a metre.
Yeah.
So 90 centimetres by 50, 60 centimetres width. So each one. Yeah. So you imagine that in your garden, in pots. Massive displays, repeat flowering. At the end of the year, you can lift the tubers. Let me show you these.
Yeah, let's get one out.
Because they don't like the frost, so you've got to keep them frost-free. But look at the size of these.
They're big, they're healthy, they're
Amazing.
definitely going to give you some amazing displays. And what I love about dahlias is that not only do you get all those lovely summer flowers, loads and loads of them, cut flowers as well, but they help to transition between the summer and the autumn.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our summer flowers will start to fade August, September, but these tend to keep going just that little bit longer, taking us through to that autumn season with beautiful colour. I know we don't want to think about it yet because we've still got the summer to come, but it is a wonderful transitional flower.
But amazing value. Look, they're going really quickly. You need to get those today, 630005. But let's remind you of some of the gorgeous plants that we've had so far live this Thursday with YouGarden TV. Well done for getting the dahlias. Now, our summer flying bulb collection. You've got the Brody ear there. You've got the gladioli. This selection, the Acidanthera or Thera. We were talking about the pronunciation of this earlier. There's so many different ways. Freesias. You've got the Allium molly there as well. The Allium neapolitanum, which are the white ones. The Liatris, these gorgeous purple, kind of almost like spikes. And again, the Brody ear there as well. So it works out 300 bulbs for $11.99. That is amazing. value. And lots of those will make magnificent cut flowers as well. Then we've got our plant of the week. My word, you've loved this one. It's a Callisterum, a gorgeous Mediterranean plant. And this one is hard in the UK. We say hard, it's about -5. So most parts of the country, it's going to be absolutely fine. If you do live in an area that's a little bit colder, I would suggest growing it in a pot. Then you can move the pot, you can protect it. They flower. Mine tends to flower kind of end of May onwards. The flowers are really unusual. It's known as the bottle brush plant because they are a little bit like a brush, but they're so much more attractive, and these vibrant reds. The pollinators absolutely love this one, and it will flower year after year after year, and it grows really neatly as well. It doesn't need a lot of pruning or anything like that, but it is just a blaze of glory, and it's really unusual. Absolutely love the Callisterum, and it's 510046. Oh, great price with it being the plant of the week. That is only $14.99. You've got a big £10 saving today. Then we've got another really unusual one actually, and this is the Salix Black Pussy Willow, and it's a standard. So at this price, at $69.99, so the top of this has been meticulously grafted on a tall stem. So it'll arrive and it'll be about 80 centimetres tall, and you get these magnificent, almost black catkins, which just look so dramatic. And you can actually, a lot of these supermarkets, they do sell stems of these as cut flowers. So you can, as it gets bigger, you can take some of those off and have them inside as flower displays. Really dramatic, and that is $511. And I love this one. These are our Begonia fimbriatas. Begonias, oh God, I love them, I really do. They are so easy, they're so hard-working. They are, I think with climate change, sometimes you really have to think about what you're going to plant. These will never disappoint. It does not matter what type of summer we have, wet, windy, dry, doesn't matter. These are weather resistant, they repeat flowering. Generally speaking, I'll be honest, I don't deadhead my begonias because when the flowers go over, they fall off and it just does it all again. And what is interesting, I actually look after several gardens, including our village pub garden. One side gets sun, one side gets shade, and do you know what? I put begonias in the whole lot and they do just as well. So they are resilient, they're repeat flowering. The tubers that you get, you can start them off right now, you just need to get them frost free, so start them off now and you'll get earlier displays. And at the end of the season, if you want to dig the tubers up, save them for next year, you can do that as well. And they just get bigger and stronger year after year. Love the variety. So it's called Fimbriata because you've got the lovely frilly edges to these magnificent, big, bold, colourful flowers. Amazing those. And we are doing a double up deal, $9.99 and 2 for $14.99. Now we have got a buy one get one free on our Primula Ballerina. These are all in flower. You've got gorgeous colours. You've got yellows. You've got some lovely, beautiful kind of blues, reds, all sorts in there. But these are the really full primulas. So big, big double flowers. I love a shady spot. They're a sort of spring flowering plant. They're in the summertime, just they rest a bit, so they'll stop flowering. You still see some of the leaves, but they'll kind of die back, but they'll come back year after year after year. So as it starts to get cold again in the autumn, they start to burst back to life and you get the most magnificent colours and displays at this time of the year. 480954 for the Primula Ballerina Mixed. Now a really great deal on our anemones as well. So you actually get a buy one get one free. You get 150 of these all together. Now anemones, when you actually look at the anemones, how they arrive, they're really small, very odd sort of little bulbs. They almost look like tiny bits of, I want to say coal, but they're really, really quite small. So they're actually very easy to plant, so don't be put off by 150 because these only need to be planted about 1 inch deep. So you just need to get your trowel, take off the top layer of soil in your beds and borders and then plant these. They like a kind of like a woodland position, so under trees and shrubs, things like that. Because they only grow quite small, so only talking about 20 centimetres or so in terms of height, they look really great en masse, but they're adorable. I've got a few of these in my garden that I inherited actually, and they look really, really pretty and very, very beautiful in terms of the colours, like different light blues, slightly deeper blues, whites, absolutely gorgeous, that particular mix there. And great, great value. By the way, I forgot to say we've got a Grow Your Own section coming up next here on YouGarden TV, so do stay tuned. Now, lots of interest on the Coronilla. I'm getting this because it is a really hard-working plant. So when I say hard-working, it flowers for about 6 months of the year. So all the way from October into March, maybe even a little bit longer. It doesn't grow too big, so about 1 metre or so. But to have that colour, to have that yellow for 7 months of the year, absolutely magnificent. I like that one a lot, so definitely going to be going for that. And it doesn't mind, it's not fussy at all actually, but if you have got maybe a coastal garden or an exposed garden like I have, it will do absolutely fine there as well. 510521. Now, still to come, just to give you the heads up, we've got a little Grow Your Own section coming up. We've got peaches. We've got potatoes. I love homegrown potatoes. We've got some really clever varieties of blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. So that is all still to come on YouGarden. And the great thing is a lot of these varieties are suitable for even really small gardens. A lot of them can be grown in pots, so that is all still to come here on YouGarden TV. But send some messages in, we'd love to hear from you. But our best-selling product of all time is our premium professional compost. Now, you often hear us talk about our head gardener, an amazing man who's worked in horticulture all his life since he was very, very young. And that is the one and only Peter McDermott. We've got a little clip of him right now with my good self. I think it's me in this one. Oh, it is. So, well, if it's not me, it's somebody that looks very similar to me. But here's Peter to tell you why this is a compost that he recommends to absolutely every single one of you.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable, you've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic. And plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in. But most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in, so they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely Peter McDermott there, our head gardener here at YouGarden. Just think about the compost. If you are putting together a basket right now, and a lot of you take your time.
Yeah.
But don't forget, if you manage to get your basket to over £40, you will get free postage. And just getting some compost sometimes just gets your basket to that magical price point. And our average order value recently has been £40 and £4.
I love that.
Yeah, so that means you are shopping very cleverly.
I love that. And actually, so compost is always busy. It is our most popular item. It's the thing that we sell the most of. But there are a couple of peak times in the year.
Yes.
And this is one of those peak times in the year. And that's because we're getting ready to do all of that amazing planting. We just remind you it's free postage.
And don't forget to get all of the offers on the show and to get that free postage within £40 or more. Go on, Bex. There you go. Very
that
nicely
code
done.
right there, YGTV 924. That is the magic code that unlocks all of our deals, sometimes things that we didn't even know was going to be there. But if you want to get the free postage over 40, if you want to get buy one, get one free, a double up deal, the savings on postage, that is how you do it, by entering that code when you place your order.
And you will get a free gift with every individual order today. That's your sweet peas, which are the super scented mix. They will be free with every single order. You get about 50 seeds in there.
Yeah.
Don't tell us off if you get 49 or 51, but it's about 50, isn't it?
Well, I planted 2. What was it? I had 101 seeds. So I had 2
pretty
packets
close.
and I had
There you go,
101 seeds. So there you go.
And if you've never grown sweet peas, they're really easy to grow. They really are.
So
and
simple.
I like the fact the seeds are quite big as well, so you can actually see where you're putting them.
Yeah, now's the time to plant. February, March, now's the time to plant your super scented sweet pea seeds.
Almost. Right, now we have got a brilliant grow your own section.
Okay.
And there's quite a few really unusual varieties and little stories to see. Now, I didn't realise the price on this was going to be only $19.99 today, and it's the peach and the Pacho peach. Do you know, of all the fruit trees that we've ever had here on YouGarden, for me, this is one of the most beautiful, isn't it?
I think this is going to be absolutely stunning. And yes, you can grow peaches here in the UK. I often say that about some of the things that we bring, like, it's amazing actually that we can grow these things, but that we can also grow them in smaller spaces. It's part of our patio range. So this is absolutely designed for smaller spaces. We don't all have masses of room to create an orchard or grow full-sized fruit trees.
Well,
I'd
say most of us don't.
Absolutely. But this has been designed to be able to grow in those smaller spaces, being grafted onto the miniature rootstock. So we are only talking about this getting to maybe 1.5 meters in height. That's it.
But that
and
means
you can keep it in a pot
and
as
it does mean that it looks really attractive. When you see a compact fruit tree, it's just gorgeous, isn't it?
I do. But they're full-size fruits.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Full-size peaches.
There they are.
Look at that.
Yeah. But I love the leaves on this one as well. They're kind of like sword-shaped, and that lovely green contrasted with the peaches is just superb. Do you know, I tried to buy some peaches the other day, And I could not find them anywhere.
You couldn't?
No. I found nectarines, but not peaches.
Actually, you're right. I went to look for peaches a couple of weeks. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, so my mum said, I do fancy peach.
Oh.
Couldn't get any.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mum.
Seriously.
You have to grow your own.
So, this is a compact variety that will grow in the UK. It arrives as a bare root, so again, give it a good soak. I would do it overnight.
Yep.
But honestly, when you plant this, it will be sprouting in literally a week. So in fact,
can you check out? Look, there are so, and you can see it along each of these stems on here. You can see how many buds there are ready for this to burst into. I mean, this one up here, look, for example.
Now, this is brand new. These have literally just become available at YouGarden.
We were hoping to bring them last week, weren't we? And
they weren't ready. They are available right now at a very special price of only $19.99. Sunny spot, of course.
Sunny, but protect from frost. So this isn't one that you want to plant out and leave out over the winter. I would definitely recommend a pot for this. Our heavy-duty pots are absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, because they are commercial growing pots for these kinds of fruit trees, because they have the extra drainage in. So highly recommend those. You can go for something more decorative if you want to, absolutely. Couple of tips when it comes to growing peaches is you might want to thin the fruit out. What you don't want is too much fruit on a young plant, because it's putting too much energy into creating too many fruits, and then you end up with a poor crop of fruits. So what you'll do is you'll look for something the size, once they get to the size of like your fingernail, so your middle fingernail, that's when you want to start thinning them out. So remove some off there, about 10 to 15 centimetres apart is what you want, and then it's putting all its energy into those fruits that you leave.
And also some of the fruit, I always take off the ones that maybe look slightly damaged and not as good, but you're right, you do need to thin it out. Somebody just asked about how to avoid leaf curl. Was that Philip? The best thing to do, Philip, if it's wet, is just to protect the canopy at the top, but to protect that from the rain. So put it in a shelter position if you've got a porch. It's when the top gets wet, that's when you get leaf curl.
Yeah.
I got that with one of mine. And also, when it's in blossom, do you tend to...
You can, absolutely. So you can help the pollinating. Little paintbrush, just go from flower to flower, and that helps the pollinating of it. My other top tip is to, obviously they need watering well.
Yes.
But once the peaches are starting to ripen, you have to be careful not to overwater, because that can make the skins split.
Yes.
Just a couple of tips. Yeah. But it's not complicated.
And I should say, Philip, all of that information will be on our website as well. So if you're ever not sure or forget, just look this up on our website, and all of that information is there with lots of hints and tips as well. So I love that one, absolutely gorgeous. But have you planted your potatoes yet?
No, not yet.
No, are they chitting?
They're chitting.
Yeah, good.
They're chitting away.
I've just got I only did mine the other day. So, we're both growing potatoes this year. We would love you to be part of our potato journey, okay? Mm-hmm. And what you get in this kit, honestly, it is amazing today. Yeah. Right, this is absolutely incredible. 3 heavy-duty pots. Now, bear in mind...
4 are £19.99. Yeah. So you're getting 3, if you equate that, that's £15 worth of pots in this kit right there.
And these are great for potatoes, but they're great for fruit trees, they're great for strawberries, they're great for using as a garden shrub, for weeding. So you've got those pretty much for life. Okay? We guarantee them we say they last about 10 years, I've had them loads longer. I don't know why we say 10 years, I think.
No idea.
No, I haven't had longer. But anyway, 3 of those. Then you get your potato fertiliser.
A big bag.
Big bag.
More than enough for
and
you.
3 different types of potato seeds. And the reason why this was put together is to give you a long cropping period. The first one's a Pentland Javelin, isn't it?
Pentland Javelin, yeah, absolutely gorgeous. It's small, it's tasty, you can roast it, you can bake it, it's beautiful. You've got your Charlotte in there as well, which is your kind of potato salad, hot
That's
or
my
cold.
fave, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Look at there it is.
Kind of, you know the Charlotte, it's that kind of elongated shape.
For some reason, they're really expensive. Even when it's peak season, that's a Pentland Javelin there.
Absolutely. And then what we've got is the Desiree in there, which are the red-skinned ones. They're so creamy. Got lovely yellow flesh. They're really versatile. Very, very popular potato, those. And they have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well.
Somebody did ask me, can you not just take a potato from a bag in the supermarket and grow it?
Yeah,
it doesn't quite work the same.
No,
These have been specially bred.
These are seed potatoes.
Yes. So, and some potatoes in the supermarket are actually bred not to be able to, to chit and to grow, and some just don't do very well. So these have been specially selected to give you really good yields. Yeah. And it's this simple, isn't it?
It's so simple. It is about not having to dig. Traditional way of growing potatoes is a lot of back-breaking digging.
To dig, Bex.
A lot of back-breaking digging, but not here. So step one, step one is to chit your potatoes. Take your potatoes, put them into an egg carton, wait for the shoots. It takes about 6 or 7 weeks for those shoots to come.
Yeah, and that's, what room have you got yours in?
What's it called? No, it's called the utility room.
Ah, utility. I was like...
That bit where the washing machine is.
Yeah.
So I haven't got it anywhere particularly warm, but just on the windowsill.
So bright, but doesn't necessarily have to be warm. Bright but cool.
Absolutely.
Right. Your utility, perfect.
My utility room, yeah. So once you've chitted your potatoes, you've got lovely shoots on there. Be careful with them. You don't want to break those shoots off. That's when you come to this stage. Put some compost in the bottom of your... Please don't cut a hole in the side of the top.
No.
Put some compost in the bottom of your heavy-duty pot. Then put your potatoes in, being careful not to break off the shoots. Then cover with compost and then a sprinkling of the fertiliser, water. Then you're going to wait for some green shoots to appear, and then you're going to bury those green shoots.
I know it sounds cruel, but this is how you do it.
Yeah, a little bit of compost to bury them, and a little bit more fertiliser, water. Wait for the green shoots, bury them, fertiliser, water.
We're getting the gist here, yeah.
Then you're going to get to a couple of inches from the top, and that's where you stop with the fertiliser and burying the green shoots. Then you're just going to let them grow. You're going to keep watering, water, water, water. Potatoes love water. Then you're going to wait. Now you get lovely little white flowers on your potatoes. Really pretty, actually. It's when the flowers start to go over, once the foliage starts to just go, that's when you know your potatoes are probably about ready to pick. So have a little dig around. Is it looking good? Great. Then what you do is take your entire bucket and tip it out into another bucket, onto a piece of tarpaulin, and then start digging around like my youngest son here. Get digging in that compost and start taking out those potatoes. Look!
We found treasure!
You can see the foliage on the ground in the background there. They had a wonderful time just digging through the compost and digging out those potatoes. Honestly, it was one of the funnest things we did last summer.
And the taste... Amazing, yeah?
So good. And 3 different varieties included in here as well. And it does mean that anyone can grow these, whether you've got the smallest of spaces or the largest of spaces.
Now we have
as long as you've got space to put these pots, you can grow these.
We would love you. This is honestly the deal today.
I love it.
It's absolutely amazing. And my favourite product that I've ever bought from YouGarden, and I'm sure you back me up on this, Bex,
is the pots.
Yeah, heavy duty pots.
They're lovely.
They're really well made. Look, go on. I've never managed to break one of these. I'd break everything. Watch. Come on, Bex.
Go.
Yeah! I'm on one leg as well.
They're really heavy duty.
Don't do that at home.
They're called heavy duty, and they really, really are heavy duty.
Yeah.
They're commercial growing pots, but you can use them for so many things.
And you've got drainage holes around the side as well as underneath. Lots of things, because it's been wet, are getting waterlogged. It's pretty impossible to get anything waterlogged in here. As Beck said, great carrying handles, great for weeding, great for moving things around. I use mine when bringing logs in from the log store, and you've got those for years. So 3 of those, and your potatoes, and your fertiliser. So do you know what? Even if normally you think, oh, I'm not bothered about growing potatoes, that price is worth it, I would say, for the 3 pots. Yeah. It really is. So give them a go.
And you'll grow some crops of potatoes while you're at it.
And it's fun. It's so much fun to grow potatoes, isn't it?
So all you need to do to grow your potatoes, to add to this order, is 1 order of the compost. 100 litres you get there. Each of those pots is 30 litres. So you've got enough compost to be able to do this.
And actually, if you go for the pots, the potatoes, we'll obviously get all of that, and the fertiliser and the compost, you get free delivery.
Yes, it'll take you over the £40.
And you get free sweet peas as well. But
that's 2 items of our Grow Your Own section, but we do have 3 more items in our Grow Your Own section, and 3 of some of the very, very best here.
Yeah, I think we've got some really interesting grow your owns, but I call these crowd pleasers. I think these are for everybody, no matter what type of garden you've got. We're going to start with the blueberry berry bucks.
Can you see the flowers on here?
I can.
Look down the bottom here, where my fingers are. There's quite a few of them. There are flowers on here. Now,
they're a bit early, aren't they?
They are a little bit.
Yeah.
But every single one of the flowers that appear on your blueberry berry box has the potential to then turn into the sweetest, most delicious, gorgeous blueberry. Now, I'm going to say, first off, normally from about year 3 is where you actually do get blueberries. So I'm not going to suggest that these are going to, you might, who knows?
Yeah. But don't
knows?
expect too much of a crop in the first few years, and I agree with you on that.
But what you will get, because you're getting 3 of these, they're called berry bucks because they're in that boxer shape.
Yeah,
they are
like lovely balls.
Absolutely beautiful, decorative plants for you to have in your garden anyway. But then they are productive plants because, as I say, in year 2, 3 onwards, you will start getting gorgeous blueberries.
And I love the fact that they will blend in to your gardens, into beds, borders. You know, I would say grow them in pots, but you can do little hedges of these.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, but they look really attractive.
So
the
pretty.
flowers are gorgeous. The
Pollinators
foliage is
love them.
lovely. But the bottom line is, you will start to get really great crops of blueberries. And blueberry as a fruit is one of the best in terms of antioxidants. It's really healthy fruit. But when you buy it in the supermarkets, you get the tiniest, measly little punnets.
Yeah, and they cost a fortune.
They do,
and they don't taste very good.
And they go off overnight sometimes in the
Yeah.
fridge. Well, not overnight, but you know, you turn your back and you buy some blueberries and think, I'll have them tomorrow. And before you know it, they've gone off. Grow your own. The only thing you do need to do with blueberries, they are acid loving. You really do need an ericaceous compost for these.
Absolutely. We have it. It's on the website. Just type in Eric into the search bar on the website and get yourself a bag of ericaceous compost. Please, I mean, we sing the praises of our premium professional compost and it is fantastic, but not for your blueberries.
And they'll only grow, they're quite compact, about 50 by 50 centimetres, so they are ideal for pots.
Absolutely perfect. And if you want to create a low hedge, because if you planted multiples of these together, it'll actually grow into each other and create a lovely low hedge. Maybe it's around, I don't know, a seating area or a division between your patio and your grass or something like that. It would be a decorative, beautiful hedge, but will also give you, and so many blueberries as well. Once these get established, there'll be so many blueberries. In the morning, you'll be eating your cereal or whatever it is, you can go out and you can pick a bunch of blueberries straight on. How fresh is that? Absolutely
and the
gorgeous.
value, you are going to get 3 of these today.
Yeah, I really want these.
That club price, $15.27, so it's just over £5 each. If you're not a club member, $16.97, which is still an amazing price. But join the club today. So that's our little blueberry selection. Now, what goes well with blueberries in a summer fruit pudding?
Strawberries.
Although some people,
Blackberries.
Although some people don't put strawberries in their summer fruit pudding either.
Wow.
But these,
strawberries and everything.
I love all my soft fruits, don't you?
Love strawberries. This is a fantastic variety as well because this is the ever-bearer variety. So you don't have to worry about whether this is an early cropper, a mid-cropper or a late cropper. This crops for the whole summer season. So you get lovely blossom on here around April and May time. And then June through to September, this will produce beautiful, large, sweet, juicy, delicious strawberries. And they just keep cropping. Strawberry runners, they last for about 5 years. That's when they start to go over and you need to get new ones. However, once you've invested in this pack, you will never really need to buy another one because they create runners, which means you can create new strawberry plants from these. Years 2 and 3 is where your strawberry plants really are at their best. Mine was year 1 last year. This year, I'm going to have even more. I had loads of strawberries last year. Loads of strawberries from my ever-bearers. So this year is going to be amazing.
And again, look at the price, $11.98. 20 of the runners. Each runner has a potential to produce 1 kilo of strawberries.
Absolutely, yep.
So do the maths.
Yes, a lot of strawberries.
And we just had a question. If you've got the heavy-duty pots already, how many strawberry plants in each heavy-duty pot?
I go 5.
Yeah.
I go 5.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, they'll be nice and full, absolutely. And then, as I say, they will create these runners. In the first few years, you want to cut those runners off. That's the plant trying to root elsewhere and spread. Cut those off because what it's doing is it's putting all its energy into creating the runners rather than in the strawberries. So first few years, cut those off. But once you get into years 2 and 3, take the runners, plant them elsewhere, because then as these plants start to go over, these plants are starting to be really productive.
So you've got a cycle.
Constant cycle of strawberries going on.
We should say that as a strawberry variety, you don't get a huge amount of runners on these. It does put more effort into the jobs, doesn't it?
I mean, I got a few runners off it. Certainly last year I would have had enough runners to create, several new plants. I just cut them off and I threw them away. This year, though, I might cut those and plant them.
So then you've got
I'll have a cycle going on.
More of you joining us. Good. It is morning, yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to YouGarden TV. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is lovely Bex Edwards.
Hello.
You can't see Stu, but Stu's doing all of the cameras, the sound. He's producing us, doing graphics. What else is he doing?
Telling us what to do.
Answering emails. I tell you what, Stu can multitask like no other man that I know.
He really can.
He really can. He really can. It's brilliant.
Really can.
But yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Do you know? Some customers are buying a huge amount today.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's the time, isn't it? It's the time of year where we're really getting into it now. We've been dreaming about it, thinking about it all winter long. But now the time has come. We can get out in our gardens. We can create those beautiful displays.
Right, so we're creating a summer fruit pudding. We've got the blueberries, we've got the strawberries, but now we have got the blackberries. By the way, just going back to the blueberries. Elaine's just messaged hers are springing back to life.
Absolutely, it's perfect time right now. The new growth is starting to come through on those blueberries, so very exciting.
I'm having a bit of a growth spurt myself, Elaine.
He's on his tiptoes.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm getting smaller. I'm sure I am.
Well, it's gravity. It takes effect, unfortunately, as you get older.
Oh, okay.
As you get older, we start to shrink, don't we?
We do a bit. My mum's tiny now, bless her. Yes, it's just something like an idea. Maybe I forget an inversion table, the ones that stretch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It does, it helps.
Yeah. Either that or just get my head in a bigger quiff.
We'll get you some heels.
No, I tried those in the panto. An hour was definitely enough. Definitely. Right, anyway, moving on. Blackberry next.
Blackberry. Oh, hang on, heavy duty pots.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we did say about if you're growing your strawberries or any of your fruit trees, potatoes. These are some tomatoes. I grew tomatoes in these last year. So they are our favourite gardening essential here at YouGarden. 4 of them. They will last for years. They're brilliant all-rounders, and they are only 99 free postage.
Well, particularly if you're going for your strawberry runners, because you're getting 20 of those strawberry runners, and you get 4 heavy-duty pots, which is the perfect amount. 5 in each of those heavy-duty pots will be the perfect amount for you. Obviously, you need to add some compost in there as well, but they will last. I mean, 5 years of the life of your strawberry runners, those will be perfect.
Well, Elaine just suggested I'm not stood. I'm 5'10"-ish. That's average in the UK, apparently.
He's shrinking.
I'm very average,
He's
Elaine.
shorter than he thinks.
Right. Blackberry Cascade. I got this a few weeks ago because I love blackberries. But when you grow traditional blackberries, they're just a bit of a mess to grow in the garden.
Yeah, they can be. I would never plant a traditional blackberry in my garden because those are what we call a thug.
Thugs. Thugs. If you've got a big garden, you can have an area that kind of like is round the corner where things can get on and just do everything fine. But amongst a regular garden, these are thugs.
Yeah.
The thorns are quite horrific.
Not with
this has been bred to be 100% thornless.
Thorn-free and beautifully compact as well. So this isn't going to sprawl, it's not going to take over. We are only talking maybe maximum 40 by 40 centimetres. So this is a perfect one for our modern gardens. We don't have any thorns on here to cut our hands when we're picking those fruits either. And it's a super productive plant as well. Each one of these, we're talking potentially up to 1 kilo of fruit from each one of these plants.
That's amazing, though. and look at the way these can actually be grown, as you can see there, in a hanging basket because they gently cascade. So you get all of the blossom followed by gorgeous blackberries. And what was interesting last year, if you went to any of the big plant shows, a lot of the garden designs were based around mixing your fruit and your veg with your regular flowers, rather than having that separate area. Which in the old days we'd have the veg garden at the back, the floral garden at the front or whatever. but lots of the garden designs last year were incorporating both. And I think that works on an environmental point of view as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So even if you're not someone that normally grows fruit and veg and you haven't really got the space, just grow a couple of these in hanging baskets. You'll have all your fresh blackberries and they'll look gorgeous at the same time.
Yeah, I think they'll be. I think it's a really nice take on the hanging basket, isn't it? And
yeah.
A kilo of fruit per plant once this gets established. So if you get our Knox hanging baskets, we'll talk about those in a minute, buy one, get one free, get 2 of these, let it get established. Every year you can get up to 2 kilos of your blackberries that you can then freeze as well.
If you buy a punnet of blackberries, about a 300 gram punnet, you could easily spend £3-4.
And you don't often see blackberries for sale either.
It's a short season.
It's a really short season.
Yeah, but you will get your money back time after time with these. You really will.
Yeah.
Now, Bex, these work really well with the Knox baskets.
Yeah, these would be perfect because your Blackberry Black Cascade is ultra compact, only 40 by 40 centimetres. These Knox hanging baskets, which are incredible value for money, are going to be absolutely perfect for that Blackberry Black Cascade. Go for 2 of your blackberries. Put one of these in your basket. Enter the code. We will automatically enter the second one, and you will have 2 of the most amazingly productive plants in your garden hanging up for you, ready to pick those fruits from. Create your summer puddings.
Yeah. And what I've done, I don't do a huge amount of grow your own. But I've got an area around my greenhouse where I've got my potatoes, I'm doing tomatoes, I've got my strawberries, and I'm just going to have a couple of hanging baskets on the greenhouse.
Yeah, nice.
The greenhouse. I think
your blackberries aren't going to make it into the house.
Well,
that's the problem.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Every time I go to do something in my greenhouse, I'm like eating a blackberry.
Picking a blackberry.
But we'd love you to try those today, and they are on offer. But if you want the baskets, $4.99. The Blackberry Cascade, an amazing variety. $7.99 or $7.19 if you're in the club as well. Now we've also got a brand new planter mat for you, which is called the Balcony Beauty. And if you've ever, or if you've never, I should say, seen these, it's the easiest way to plant your summer flowering bulbs. Because bulbs sometimes, it's a bit tricky in terms of knowing the spacing, how far apart, how deep, which ones go together. Here, you've got everything done for you, and we are doing a double up deal. We can get 2 of these for $21.99. So it's working out about £11 each, and you've got 4 wonderful varieties in here.
You have indeed. So the varieties are listed on that side for you. So in here we've got the Asiatic Red Lily, the Brody Ear, we've got the Frisia Double Yellows, and we've got the Oxalis in there as well. So the varieties are on the side there. Then around this side, this gives you the sort of instructions, the planting instructions. Now what's happened in here is that we've got the perfect spacing of all of these bulbs to give you that gorgeous designer look when it comes to planting these. Ooh, Claire.
So these have been specially selected because they work so well together.
They work beautifully together. The planting time is perfect now. Anywhere between sort of January and April you can plant these. You'll get flowers right the way through from May to September time, and you're getting varying heights and shapes and sizes and colours included in here. Very, very simple to do, as we're showing you right here. You bury the entire cardboard holder thing. It is compostable, it will break down, but it's been designed so you've got different depths for each of the bulbs, so they are at the perfect depths. You've got different flowers, you've got the perfect spacing. You see the depths that we're talking about there, so some of them want to be planted slightly deeper than the others, and that's been thought about. Then what you do is you take that, we've filled our window box here in with the compost. We're going to put that into there, as we just showed you in that video, and then we're going to cover that with compost, water it, leave it, and then you will get a beautiful, beautiful display. And you're getting 2 of those, right?
Yes, if you double up, 2 for $21.99 and 1 for $14.99. By the way, if you love the planters, these are brand new. Are they nice?
They're beautiful. I think they've got a really pretty shape to them, pretty design to them.
And these are new. These are called the Durhams. We've actually got coordinating round pots to go with these, but we are doing a twin pack for $24.98 with postage included as well. But
yeah, they've got a lovely
finish.
Design on them, really nice
really
finish.
Like
got that terracotta look to them. They've got the drainage holes plus the raised channels as well, so if they are sitting on the ground, there is a bit of a raised channel for any excess water to run away. Perfect size to go with your planter mats as well, so they will fit nicely in there. Yeah, They're gorgeous.
Yeah, and brand new today at £24.98 with postage included. That's I think that would make a great gift actually. 2 of the window planters, 2 of the planter mats.
Yeah, really nice and lovely displays, and they will come back for you year after year. We did it actually because we did a spring planting mat, didn't we? And we planted one of those up end of last year at some point.
Yeah, we're quite late.
And we've got the daffs, we've got the crocuses, we've got the grape hyacinths.
Yes, mascaras.
They are really, really pretty.
And there's some tulips on the way
so
as well.
easy.
Yeah, that's just down there in front of our compost, isn't it? That one? Yes.
So very simple.
So yeah, we've got crocus, mascari, our little nice this side, and there are some tulips on the way. So that little gap is going to be covered with some gorgeous tulips as well. Lovely to be with you today, by the way.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, we love being here.
Yes, we certainly do. But we're going to go back to the favourite today. And I'm not surprised in the slightest on this one because it is our Dahlia hybridizers mix, which are just phenomenal value.
And they're beautiful.
Value. They really are. So loads of you have been going for this on the website. Loads of you going for it on the live show. But you are going to get 10 Dahlias for £12.99. But for another £2, you can get 20. So on the double-up deal, it works out 75p a dahlia. I don't think I've ever seen value like that before.
It's absolutely incredible, honestly.
Imagine that, right? That bag of dahlias is £7.50.
I know, and look at the size of it. We're talking really good quality, large tubers in there. So you'll get 2 of those bags if you double up.
And actually, the club price would be £13.50 for 20.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, you know your maths.
I mean, seriously, the value. And look at the quality of these. And I've grown many dahlias over the years. Look at the quality of that.
Super quality, yeah, absolutely.
And look, they really. The one thing you want to do with the dahlia
Squeeze
is,
it.
Yeah, and they're all firm.
Yeah, they're firm.
Nothing soggy there. Nothing squishy.
Nothing squishy. And these are going to grow to a really decent size. You get loads of foliage with this, which is wonderful. And then these flowers just rise up out of that foliage. Yeah. And you're getting the mixture. You've got the cactus style, you've got the pom-pom styles. You've got so many different styles and colours included in that mix. And
I'm just thinking about all the goodness that's inside there, all the potential. Every one of these is going to produce magnificent flowers this year. These will grow to about 90 centimetres high.
Yeah, and very simple. You just need a bit of a sunny spot. Feed it, water it, get them started now. Start them off in a frost-free location, pot them up, get them started on your windowsills, and then once the danger of the frost has passed, plant them out. They're going to give you months of colour.
Right, we are going to advise that you get those in your basket today.
Yeah, because it's really busy on the website, isn't it?
You do not want to hang around on these ones. And normally on these shows, we say take your time. It's all about watching and enjoying. But no, there's an urgency to get these because the price is so good. Yeah, the value is incredible. And I've got quite a large garden. I never used to. I mean, I've had courtyard gardens. I've had just a balcony when I lived in Leeds. I used to live in Leeds. I loved it in Leeds. I remember going to there was a chip shop near where I lived. It was like, "Hey, duck." Well, I don't know. This lady always used to call me Duck. But
it's a Nottingham thing.
I know, but anyway, this later she might have been from Nottingham.
She might have been.
But I loved it in Leeds. But I only had a balcony. But I made sure that balcony looked great.
Amazing, yeah.
But now I've got a bigger garden. I do have to think about cost. I do have to think about what I spend, because I could spend thousands and thousands of pounds, and I'd happily do that actually. But dahlias give you a massive show for a few pence. 75p each if you've got to double up on those.
Months of colour.
And you can save them at the end of the year, lift them, so just dig them up, put them in a cool, frost-free place, and they'll come back year after year. Some people leave them in the ground, but there's always a risk that if it's too wet, it's too cold, they may not make it to the winter.
It depends where you live, and that's your choice to do that. I mean, even where we live, which is quite a mild area of the country, we did get down to freezing temperatures. So I think it's worth lifting, but it's entirely up to you. At this price, it doesn't really matter, though. You could treat them as annuals.
But when you think what you pay for one, sometimes bedding plant in a 9 centimetre pot, the nurseries or the garden centres in summer, sort of May time, you'll get a single bedding plant for sometimes £2.50 in a 9 centimetre pot, and that will only do a little bit of a show for that summer. Each one of these will fill a big part of your beds and borders.
Will.
And they look great in pots, don't they?
Absolutely fantastic, and that's what I'm doing with mine this year. They're not going into the beds and borders because there's just not enough sun in my beds and borders, so I've got some big pots, lots of them, and I'm going to plant all the dahlias.
Now, if you order on our website, you won't get the price you get today.
No.
You need to put in our code.
This is the beauty of being in the YGTV little exclusive club that we've got here.
So that double up deal you will get if you order right now and use that code, which is YGTV924. Now, these are also incredible value, 300 summer bulbs for $11.99.
It's one of our most popular bulb collections, actually.
That's
It's because
amazing.
you're getting 300 bulbs in total. Now, if you think about what these are going to do, they are going to naturalise in your garden. They're going to come back year after year. They're going to give you a variety of height, of shape, of colour. They will definitely transform a space for months on end, because we are talking probably through from June all the way through to October. So June, July, August, September, October. 5 months worth of colour, flowers, naturalising, bringing beneficial pollinators into our garden. Brody ear, gladioli, gorgeous tall spikes in variety of colours. Acidanthera, 45 of those ones included.
Oh, my favourite freesias. Imagine
Beautifully
the fragrance.
Alliums, the mollies, lovely, lovely bright yellow sunshine colours. The Neapolitanum, reaching about 40-50 centimetres, June flowering. The Elaeatris spicata, just so unusual, so beautiful. All of those flowering in your garden for months on end.
And lots of different heights, lots of different fragrances, and months of colour. That is an amazing collection.
I love
that price, I mean, they're normally £30, $11.99, or the club price there, $10.79.
And they all come to you in separate bags, by the way. So 7 different bags included, all labelled, all with their own planting instructions. So it's not like one big bag and you don't know which is which.
You might even want to, I love to share plants. So you might even think, well, actually, I'm just going to have some of those and give some to my mum, my neighbour. But 300 bulbs, it works out 4p a bulb. So you imagine, if you were to buy a cut flower, such as a gladioli, 4p a bulb. Yeah? Do the maths.
Imagine how much would you pay for a cut flower? I know you wouldn't buy one, but one gladioli stem. It's probably going to be 3-4 quid just for one anyway.
Yeah, my supermarket, when gladioli in season, probably about £6 for a bunch of 3 or 4 stems. Yeah. Freesias are really expensive as a cut flower.
A tiny little bunch you get as well. 5 stems or something.
I really resent buying freesias because I love them so much, but the price is so expensive. Yeah. You can grow your own with that lot. But 4p a bulb, normally £30, $11.99 today. 63130. Now we do love it when you message us
and send us your pictures.
Oh yeah. YGTV@YouGarden.com. That's how you email us. So Eleanor, she planted one of our planter mats last year. Let's have a look, Eleanor. Oh, that's a
wow.
How?
Right, this is the difference with those planter mats, okay? Because it is about getting that right spacing and the right mix of the flowers. And that is the difference that a planter mat makes. You know, it's really difficult to create that look by hand and by eye. But an expert has done that for you.
Eleanor said, ignore the car parts. Her husband is a mechanic. Can you just tell him, Eleanor, to put his stuff away from your lovely garden?
Eleanor, that is beautiful.
But that is, that is a picture postcard, isn't it?
What is that lovely pink flower right in the middle as well?
That's a tulip. Yeah, it's a tulip at the back, yeah. Yeah.
Gorgeous. It's so easy as well, isn't it, Eleanor? Eh? So easy to plant those planter mats.
And the anemones, the anemones, muscari, absolutely gorgeous.
Love that mix.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Again, let's put a smile on our face on it, Bex.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Eleanor.
Those planter mats are good, aren't they? Well, we're really pleased with ours, and do you know what? It's had no attention at all.
It's been sat out there.
Honestly. It's had nothing, has it?
It's just been sat out on a shelf outside.
Yeah, and it's just like burst into life. We'd actually forgotten it had been planted. It was like, oh, there it is.
It's lovely when you see the growth starting to come up, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Right, we're going to move on to another favourite today. It's a begonia, Fimbriatas. And these are the really fancy frilly ones, aren't they?
Fancy,
really
yeah,
nice.
Definitely. Lovely ruffled petals, loads of petals included in here as well. I really like the combination of the foliage and the flowers with begonias. It's not all about the flowers. Of course, it's massively about them, but it's not all about the flowers with begonia because you get that lovely foliage and they contrast effortlessly together.
Begonias are such a strong plant, aren't they?
They are. They're so easy.
Yeah, they're easy, they're strong, they're resilient.
Warriors, you call them, don't you?
Warriors. Really good-looking warriors. But they are, and I know I've said this several times, but I have to look after quite a few gardens, and there's only so many hours in a day.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't look after lots of gardens, but you're a busy mum, you're working mum.
You know.
Got two... I was going to call them challenging children. They're not. Yours are good, actually, aren't
Well, no, one of them was challenging this morning. Sorry, I'm going to...
Go on.
Driving to work this morning.
I'm picturing you now.
My husband's away, he's working away. So I'm driving to work, kid's gone, lovely. Phone call, my son. I was like, oh. Answer it. Mum, I've got a problem. Couldn't get on the bus. My bus pass wouldn't work. Can I go home? I was like,
What, like Miss Gill?
I'm sorry, what? No, you can't go home. Well, I can't get on the bus. I was like, okay, you've got a card, you've got a bank card loaded on your phone, yeah? He was like, oh yeah, I could have just paid for the bus, couldn't I? Yes, babe. So now you're going to stand at the bus stop and you're going to wait for the next bus. I'm at work, sweetheart, and you're not missing a day of school for that reason. Oh, okay.
Brilliant.
And then I'm trying to phone it. I got here in the potting shed I'm trying to set up, and I'm trying to phone him and say, have you got on the bus? He's not answering his phone now. So now I'm like, where is my child?
Bless you.
That's the fun of parenting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that took time, didn't it?
It did.
To sort out.
Stress.
So we don't all have hours and hours,
No,
do we?
we don't, because we have to deal with children.
And everything else. You know, I was going to go on another tangent there. But begonias, easy. They don't, unlike your children...
They're not going to phone you.
They don't need looking after that much. They really don't.
Get on the bus, Mum.
They're just such a brilliant plant to grow. Just to recap, sun or light shade and everything in between.
Yeah.
They're not going to go, oh, it's too shady or it's too sunny. They're really tolerant of different lighting conditions. If it's a wet summer, let's hope it's not, with enough rain, but the flowers do not get destroyed by heavy downpours. Unlike petunias, for example, that can go to mush.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter with these.
And lovely, bold, bright colours on
big,
here.
aren't they?
I love this mix. They're almost carnation-like, and I love the number of petals that we're talking about.
They arrive
here.
as tubers really quickly. Keep them frost-free, but you can plant them early now. Just plant them in a greenhouse, on a windowsill. You want to put them in a seed tray. I do about 10 tubers per seed tray, or you can put them in pots if you haven't got seed trays. But literally, place a tuber on top of the compost, cover it with about a centimetre, and then just keep them in a nice, warm, bright position and plant them out when the frosts have disappeared. But they are amazing in terms of varieties. I don't think it gets more bright, more vibrant than those. And we were talking earlier about plants being, and we got this from our head gardener, fillers.
Not thrillers.
That is a thriller. That's a thriller, isn't it?
It is a thriller, absolutely. That one is gorgeous. And it's the colour mix, it's the fimbriata petals, it's beautiful.
Yeah, but really go quickly.
Check this one out.
Look at these next. Now, these are our Patio Perfect sweet peas. You get 20 big plugs, and in each plug we've sown several of the seeds. So these are garden ready. Again, you need to get them protected from frost. They'll tolerate a very light frost, but nothing severe.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be planting these out just yet, personally, because we've still got a little bit of chance of several frosts. Yes, they will withstand a little bit of frost, but not any prolonged period. So really important, though, get them now, get them potted up, get them started off in that frost-free location, get a head start. It means you will get even better displays. Check out the root structure on here. They are fibrous, they are white, there are some really healthy roots. You can see how many, look at how many shoots coming out the top there. There is multiple sown seeds in here. So the display you're going to get from these is going to be incredible. A lovely, I don't know where I took this from now. A lovely compact.
Where is a hole?
I can't find it. There it is. A lovely compact variety of sweet peas as well. So a couple of feet height and spread. Well, a couple of feet height.
Yeah, 60 centimetres.
60 centimetres height on here. Our climbing
eclipse
planters would be absolutely amazing. If you want to plant them into a hanging basket, a window box, they will gently trail over those. I think that this is an absolute winner when you're talking about a riot of colour, but it's the fragrance of sweet peas, that unmistakable sweet scent of the sweet peas.
And they really will flower all summer long. Just take the dead heads off. When I say dead heads, they will produce seed pods that look a bit like peas. Just take them off and they'll keep flowering and flowering. And give it a good feed. I would really highly recommend Blooming Fast for that one as well. Bex, you mentioned the eclipse planters.
I did,
They look really good in these. And my mum's grown them in here before and they're really sweet. They're really very charming to look at.
Yeah, I love them. I've got the Boulevard Patio Clematis growing in one of these. And it's a nice compact variety of clematis, so you could get a clematis for it. But if you're going for your sweet peas and you're not quite sure where to plant them, it might be worth going for these because are these rundown, Stu? We're not bringing these back. So these are absolute clearance. You're not going to be bringing these back. And they are just £8.99 if you are in the club for both of them. Yeah. Add one into your basket,
nice,
put the code in, we'll add the other one into your basket for you.
I love those. So my mum's got them. They look great.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Mum's got like a little country cottage garden that look really cute there. Philip, hello, how are you?
He's been in touch. Why has he been in touch? He just received his
Did you go for the Blackberry Cascade, Philip? He did, didn't he?
That's lovely.
Great, I've got them as well.
That's fantastic. Oh, wow. Oh, he's got 3 of them.
Oh, Philip, thank you for showing that. Hey, don't leave him on the radiator too long, though.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully that was just for the picture. They'll be all right, though, but don't leave it too long, yeah. They'll be like, oh, my word, we've gone to the Caribbean. Wow. But thank you for sharing that with us, Philip.
Yeah, really glad you've got those. Yeah. That's wonderful.
It's really exciting when your order arrives, isn't it?
Love it.
And if you've never ordered before, all the correspondence is really good from YouGarden, so you place your order and instantly you get confirmation of what you've ordered.
Yep.
And then you get step-by-step updates of when your order's been picked and packed and when it's out for shipment and when it's arriving and even how many stops away it is.
It's exciting when you see that.
But thank you for that, Philip. Really appreciate it. And I know you're going to love growing those. I've got mine as well, so we can keep in touch in terms of how they're doing.
Compare.
Yes. Right, let's remind you that some of the great items we've seen today on YouGarden TV. We've still got a few new ones to come, haven't we, Bex?
Hey, we have, yeah. I'm going to change some tables over while you remind them of what we've seen.
Right, I'll get my teeth in then. So, Pink Ale. This is a really good price. So, you're actually getting a really well-established plant. It's called a Pink Ale. It's an Escalonia. Gorgeous pink flowers in like a conical shape in the summertime, but you will get a 2-litre pot. So really already very well established and quite moderate in terms of growth, so it's not going to grow too big. Likes a nice sunny spot, it's okay in kind of part sun and ideal for pots as well. It looks great in that pot, doesn't it? Really, really nice actually. But I think it's a really pretty one. My mum had an Escalonia in her last garden and I must admit, I just thought it was so pretty. And it's a neat looking plant. It doesn't kind of take over, it's not invasive. It is evergreen, I should say, as well, so you get that lovely kind of glossy foliage all year long. 510 545 for the Escalonia Pink Ale there. Now, Philip just showed us that his blackberries had arrived. This is a Black Cascade. This one, I will say, is a little bit bigger than the ones we had a few weeks ago. So it comes a bit more established in a 9cm pot. So just a quick recap why we love this one so much. It is thornless. This has been meticulously bred by expert breeders to be thornless. It also only grows to about 45 centimetres. It cascades, so it's ideal for hanging baskets and pots. You get all the blossom followed by the fruit, and one of these, when established, will produce a kilo of blackberries. So actually, if you were to buy a kilo of blackberries, I bet you'd pay far more than £7.99. It always takes a few years to get really established, so don't be too impatient. You might get a few blackberries this year, but the crops will get bigger and bigger year after year. But the reason why I got it, and Philip may be the same, I just wanted to incorporate some fruit into my garden without looking messy. And blackberries, I'm not being funny, but the regular varieties, they just get everywhere and they just grow out of nowhere and you get all the thorns. These are fantastic in terms of being compact, beautiful, attractive, but producing great yields as well. 310064. And then we've had a lot of interest in the Coronilla. An amazing price on this today. Even our normal price is really good. I'm actually buying this one. I can't believe I've never grown one. But it will flower pretty much all the way through autumn, winter, and heading into spring. So it's a long flowering plant. It will only grow, it's quite compact, so a metre or so by metre. Does keep its leaves as well. But it's a really great one, just to have mixed in with other items in your sort of back of the border, mid of the border, or middle of the border, I should say. But a really hard worker. And what really caught my attention is that this doesn't mind exposed sites. If you have a coastal garden, or like me, I live in the country, so I overlook a field, and it can get really windy. Some things do struggle in my garden, but not this one. 510 521 for the Coronilla Citrina there at just $14.99. Then we brought you this gorgeous Daphne. Oh my word, I wish you could smell this. It's just divine. I mean, the clue's in the name. It is a princess. The most amazing perfume princess. Honestly, the fragrance of this is adorable. And as far as Daphnes go, this particular variety, the flowers are a lot bigger. It's up to 4 times bigger than a regular Daphne. Again, fully evergreen, nice compact plant, and is only $19.99 today with postage included on that one. 511038. Really like that one. The fragrance is adorable. Now also, I know we haven't had time to go to it, but it's still on the show, the Flame Lily. This is a thriller. This is really unusual. So when it flowers, they do look like flames, don't they? They're just amazing, this one. It is a climber. No, it is one of those that you need to protect it from frost. It is tender. So what I personally would do, I'd grow it indoors at this time of year. So you've got a nice bright room or a conservatory, something like that. But in the summertime, you could put it outside and give it a summer holiday on the patio, and it will look absolutely amazing. And these are only $7.98. It's for 3 tubers as well on this one, so you actually get 3 of them. But if you love the exotic, the unusual, the breathtaking, I mean, look at that. Just unbelievable, isn't it? Really exotic. And it's 630075 for all 3 of those. Then we've got an amazing deal on our anemones. Lots you're going for these. You get 75 for $9.99, but actually it's a buy one get one free. You do need to use our code. Don't forget YGTV924. But wow, imagine those. And they are the actual anemones. These are really kind of dainty, compact. They only grow to 15, 20 centimetres. They look really good on mass, and they have a little bit of a woodland plant, so you find these around trees and shrubs. I think they're glorious. And don't be, as I said earlier, do not be daunted by the idea of planting 150 bulbs, because these ones are really small. They're like the size of a nail. They're not even as big as a thumbnail. I'd say your little fingernail or your index finger. So they only need planting about 1 inch deep. So you can literally take your trowel, scoop off the top layer of soil, and then just plant them en masse really close together. So it's not going to take a lot of time to plant those, but they are going to come back year after year after year. I've got a few in my garden that are lovely, so I'm really tempted to get some more. And then I urgently need to remind you of that phenomenal deal on our dahlias. I mean, look, it's amazing. I want every single viewer today to get these if they can, because we are doing 10 really big tubers of a really good size for $12.99, and for an extra £2 you can get 20. I don't know how we've done this, because it works out 75 pence a daily when you double up. And these are all going to grow to, I mean, each tuber this year can grow up to about 90 centimetres, about 60 or so. They will repeat flower. Just a few tips. They like sun, they like well drained, they like to be dead-headed, so when the flowers go over, Just snip them off and they'll produce more and more and more. And they do like to be well fed. I mean, these are working really hard throughout the summer, so make sure you give them a good feed in the summertime, at least, well, I'd say once a week, sometimes twice if you're feeling generous, without blooming fast. And at the end of the year, just as the frost starts to appear, lift them up, store them in a cool, dark, frost-free place, and they'll come back year after year after year. They're just amazing value. Our website has been really busy for those, as has the TV show, 630005. And don't forget, by the way, you can buy anything off our website. You don't just have to shop on the show, but as you check out, always use our code YGTV924. Now, what I'm pleased to hear, Ellen said she's allowed to buy any plant she wants, and her husband doesn't mind.
He's a keeper.
Does your Kev mind when you buy plants, or just not tell him?
He does mind, but he's more sensible than to say anything.
Good. Well, Eleanor, I just buy what I want, and see, my other half bought quite an expensive car.
So you've got years of shopping.
I always throw that back. I'm like, do you know what? I'd have to buy thousands and thousands of plants.
I got 5 years worth of gardening for the cost of your car.
Yeah, that's always
maybe
my
even
answer.
Longer.
Well, look, all that money is because I'm not that bothered about cars. I'm just not. But yeah, I never have been really. As long as it gets me there, A to B. So I always throw that back to Jay. I'm like, oh, look what you spent on the car. It works. Right, we're going to go back to our plant of the week.
I love it, yeah.
And this has been really popular. We consulted our head gardener, Peter. There's loads of great plants on the nursery right now, but this has been selected as the plant of the week because they are looking fantastic right now, aren't they?
They look absolutely really amazing. Yeah, starting to flower, which is a little bit early, we'll be honest with you.
Not all of them will be in flower when they arrive. No. This one is just a little bit ahead of its time, but they will be covered in buds. They will be covered in buds, absolutely. Normally summer flowering, June, July time, you get these really unusual, unique, beautiful bottle brush-shaped blooms on here. They are absolutely incredible, aren't they? Now, it is, I mean, it's eye-catching, it's evergreen, it's got the Royal Horticultural Society Perfect for Pollinators badge. It's a sun lover. It absolutely loves being in the sunniest spot you can put it in. Have we got a decent stock of these? I'm just going to check with Stu, our head of everything. Head of everything, not just head of technical, head of everything. Only because look, at this price, because you've got to bear in mind as well, we got obviously a lot of you now watching the live stream, but a lot of you do watch after, and we haven't got that many, have we? No, a few hundred. And bear in mind, we have a huge amount of customers just on the website alone. A lot of you have been shopping with YouGarden for the best part of 2 decades. Yeah. So we've got a couple of hundred of them. So don't leave it too long, but it is our plant of the week. And it does come in a 2.5 litre pot. Yes, it's a really good established plant as it is at the moment. It's going to give you so much joy, I think, with this one because it's a real standout plant. Lovely. Can you see that up from that picture? Look at that lovely kind of upright growth habit that it's got. It's a really interesting shape that it grows in. Super easy to look after because actually it requires very minimal pruning. In fact, it doesn't want hard pruning. This isn't something that you're going to take the shears to and really lop it back. All you need to do after flowering is just trim back below where the flower was. That's as much of pruning as it needs. It already naturally grows into a really nice shape anyway, a lovely neat shape anyway. And then just prune back behind the dead flowers. Don't go too hard on it. Once it gets established, it's actually really drought tolerant as well. Do you know, as you were talking, Bex, do you know what I was just thinking? I just thought, I love plants. And I really was. I'm thinking, I love these. I've got one of these, but I do. When mine flowers, it's a bit of a wow, this one. I'm with you. Yeah. I was reading something about when you look at flowers, it actually, again, it releases like happy hormones. This is why we love it so much, because there's something about looking at flowers. Have you noticed our energy levels get more and more as the show continues? But seriously, I was looking at it thinking, how beautiful. Imagine the joy that's going to give you in your garden. Absolutely gorgeous. And they are hard, it's about -5. So if you live in a colder area of the UK, grow it in a pot. Can we just show the April pot quickly? Yeah, but... Is that right, Stu? I'm saying yes, it's Stu's choice. I just really like it in the April pot. I think the red against the beige. Do you know what I mean? Let me move that picture. I really like that. I love these pots, by the way.
Yeah, they're really pretty, aren't they? Love it in there. And it will live quite happily in there. You will restrict the size a little bit of it. It won't get as big, but it will look absolutely beautiful.
But if you are in a colder part of the UK, it's hardly down to -5. Having it in a pot just means that if it is a cold night, you can move it, you can protect it. As we often say, a little tip, just even placing a pot against the outside wall of your house can lift it that degree or so. It gets that little bit of warmth.
Just an extra 1 or 2 degrees. It really does make the difference. It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, there's those 2 pots. The pair of April Square planters at £24.98. Club price is £22.48. Right. You all right?
Stab me in the head.
Right, where are we going, Bex?
Going right next to you.
Yeah. I'm going to buy this one today.
Yeah, do you know, I think a lot of people might be on this now because it's one of those plants that you might sort of bypass quite easily. It's not, we were talking about thrillers and fillers, and what was the other one? Spillers. It's not what you would call a thriller. You wouldn't walk past it and go, oh yeah. But imagine that in your winter borders, because it's evergreen, but it's winter flowering, October right the way through till around May time. It has these gorgeous yellow flowers on there. And when you think about that in your winter garden, and even into the early spring garden, that is a valuable plant. That's where it becomes a thriller.
I think so.
Lovely scent to it as well.
And it may not be a head turner, but it's going to get a good glance, isn't it?
Oh my word! No, I think
it's lovely.
It's putting it in the right spot. That's where it becomes a head turner.
Because I did. I'll be honest. This is one that I'm not that familiar with. So when you said to me that it will do well in an exposed site as well, that's what caught my ears, actually.
Yeah.
Bex. So I've got, my garden, it's quite exposed.
Keep smelling it.
So even if it's quite windy, it'd be okay?
Well, it's good for coastal locations, so it can cope with sort of salty sea air and things like that. I think it'll do okay
because coastal areas are quite windy
Can they be quite windy? So yeah, I think it'll be absolutely fine. It's got a lovely movement to it as well, hasn't it? There's gorgeous movement when that's sort of blowing in a breeze. That's going to be really lovely.
And about 1 metre, did you say?
About 1 metre by 1 metre, so not massive, not sprawling, wonderful in a mixed border, particularly if it's somewhere where you've got deciduous or herbaceous plants where it looks a bit boring over the winter. Mix that in. It's that sunshine yellow as well, that bright yellow colour.
I've got a really old viburnum that's in flower right now. It's really old. I mean, although my garden's new, it's basically we knocked down the house, rebuilt, so the garden was left pretty much a building site, but there's a few older trees and shrubs, and there's a viburnum that just kind of does its own thing at the back of the border. But I'm thinking that could look lovely next to that.
I think you're absolutely right.
That'd look good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it looked really lovely together.
And would lift that sort of back of the border beautifully. I love it, Bex.
I think we've sold it to ourselves.
Yeah,
as well,
I'm getting one, definitely. Who else was it? Elaine got this today.
Somebody else was asking about it.
Yeah, Elaine, I'm with you. I love it. And we're talking flying from October right into March, maybe even longer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it should be around October. Wow. It should be around October it starts flowering, and through till about May. Again, we can't be too exact on these flowering times because it depends where you are and all the rest of it, but
do you know what?
But roughly, sorry, I was doing a bit of a robot dance there.
Do you know what I've just realised?
Go on, what?
My other half's mum's got one of these.
Has she?
Yeah. I've just realised.
Oh, it's the smell as well.
She's actually got hers in a big pot.
Oh, that's
I've just realised, yes, she has.
Yeah, actually, it'd work nicely in a pot. Because it's not massive, so it'd be really nice in a pot,
Love it. Right. I'm getting one, Elaine's getting one.
I could spend a fortune today.
Now, when I came to YouGarden this morning, my car was parked just next to my Kojo Nome.
Right.
I've got a little border and in front of the garage, and my Kojo Nome is just about to fly. I reckon it's about 2 days off.
So
the buds are just beginning to open. This, do you know, even since yesterday, this has opened up more.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It is gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it when this gets... I mean, there's so many interesting things to talk about with Kojo no Mai. Yes, it's gorgeous right now. Absolutely. It's bursting into blossom. Check out all of those beautiful flowers that are on there. Aren't they pretty? And you get hundreds of them, even on a plant this small. And it is small because it's slow growing. It's in a 3-litre pot, so it's really nicely established. This is probably a good 2 or 3 years old already.
I would say so.
Lovely, slow growing, bonsai-like tree, bush we're talking about here. But it's not just about those beautiful flowers. It is right now. But even when this is bare branches over the winter, the branches have this lovely zigzag shape to them. So they're super interesting, even the bare twigs. Then you get this lovely foliage going on here as well. It is super tranquil. It is really, really quite bonsai-like, and I'm a big fan of bonsai. I'm a big fan of acers, and this fits into that category.
And this is exactly when it flowers, just coming into March.
Look at those beautiful
flowers. It gives
flowers.
you the biggest lift, and I love the way that all of the flowers, all of the blossom, come out before the leaves.
Yeah.
So they're not lost in the leaves. It's all about the blossom. Then the leaves will come, and I love it in autumn as well, don't you?
It's gorgeous. You get a blaze, don't you? All the foliage turns a gorgeous kind of red colour before the leaves drop.
And then the leaves do drop, but even when this is naked, it looks great. Not many of us can say that, but this one, even when it's just bare branches, because of the bonsai-esque nature.
And it's that zigzag shape that you get to them. A lot of deciduous plants, they just look a bit boring. This, when it's naked, actually still looks really interesting.
It does.
It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. They have told us this is a proven performer, and it really is. There's very little you need to do to it. It's winter hardy, so it has our lifetime guarantee as well. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Perfect for Pollinators stamp of approval. Pollinators are going to adore the blossom on here. It's lovely and compact as well. So in a pot, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But if you want to plant it into a border as well, it's a slow-growing beauty.
I mean, when at full size, 2.5 metres.
2.5 metres, but it's going to take 10, 15 years for it to get to that size.
I've had mine now about, I think it was one of the first things I planted, maybe 3.5 years. And it grows about 10 to 20 centimetres a year. So they're not fast growing. It's nice and compact. But look at that. Even
that's a lovely shape.
Stuart just said he could look at this with his cameras all day long. Look at it. Hundreds of the blossoms.
It's a lovely shape. Really pretty.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Mine's a bit more sprawling. I might need to trim it and train it into a certain shape. I quite like the shape of this one in particular.
Yeah. But,
it's got a lovely miniature tree shape. Love it.
But only $13.49 if you are a club member. Right. I'm just sorry.
Just taking the mickey.
But I've been dying to talk about this one because I only grew Verbena bonariensis, for the first time. I'll try that one again. Verbena bonariensis last year. So these were bought this time of year in 2023. I remember planting them in kind of like March time, and that's what they did. In fact, they got even better than that towards the end of summer. And what that border, in fact, that whole border was only planted up last year. But what the Verbena did, it just broke up that harsh edge. But I'd just woken up that morning, by the way. But look at them, and I love the shadows they created. I love the shape of them. And what the Verbena do, they work really well in beds and borders that just, when you plant them, they break things up. You can see through them, but they create interest, they create height. The flowers were magnificent. And do you know what? They just kept going and going and going. For me, and it was the first time I'd grown them, they were the best new addition to my garden last year. And you get 3 of these for $12.99. This is what I bought. In fact, I bought 6. I've got 6 on down that border. Yeah, it's quite a big border. But they were amazing.
Yeah, they're lovely. They're tall, they're willowy, they create these lovely screens, but screens that you can look through. Pollinators absolutely adore them.
They did.
The bees buzzing around those is incredible. Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit holder as well, so it's an award-winning plant. And it comes back for you year after year, and you don't have to wait too long. Like first year, as Shaun said, you saw in the picture, that's how big they got. And mine grew to my height in the first year.
And do you know what I was amazed about? Was how quickly they grew. You could almost see them growing day by day. Yeah. And mine got to, I would say, over a metre first year. I only chopped them down last week, actually.
Me too. Mine was a couple of weeks ago. I left them over winter because it's really nice.
Actually, quite nice. Yeah.
They did. Chopped them down because I started seeing some new growth coming up. So chopped them down, and they will grow that big again, but they will slightly multiply as well.
And they are known to be good at self-seeding, so that's why I left the flower heads on just at the end of the summer.
So you might have some more popping up.
Yeah, but honestly. And most people can fit those in the beds and borders because they're willowy. They're not dense. So amongst other shrubs, plants, they just find their place because they're tall, slender, willowy, and you get thousands and thousands of flowers. But as Bex was saying, they're great pollinators as well. I cannot recommend those highly enough. They were my favourite addition. They were last year.
Yeah, they're really, really handy plants.
Yeah,
and
I love
beautiful.
them. Sorry, have I told you I like those?
I think we've got that.
Yeah.
We really like those ones. We're both fans of that one.
Was it the first time you'd grown them last year as well,
Yeah.
Bex? Yeah. So promises, get those in your basket right now. Lots of you on our website today. Don't forget, if you're watching on the website and you're ordering, do use our code YGTV95. Then you'll get all the promotions and you'll get a free gift. If you're watching on the web, by the way, you're probably watching on a tablet or a computer or on your phone. Don't forget, if you've got a smart TV connected to Wi-Fi, just go to the YouTube app, type in YouGarden, and we come up straight away, and all the previous shows as well. Because I like to watch us on the big TV. People sometimes message me on my social media saying, "Oh, Shaun, I can't watch you on the telly."
Yeah, you can.
But you can with the YouTube app. It's where your Netflix is and your Amazon. Because I don't use YouTube a lot. Well, I do now actually, but I never used to. But yeah, type in YouGarden on the YouTube app. Just go into that app, click it, type in YouGarden, and the show comes up.
My nephew was, he's 10, or he's going to be 10 this week. He was dead excited to find out I was a YouTuber.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm not quite a YouTuber, but you can see me on YouTube.
That's what we need to call ourselves.
He thought it was fascinating. He's like, what? Auntie Becky's on YouTube?
Yeah, that makes it sound even trendy. I'll start to say that. If people ask what you... That's what... Do you know, next time somebody asks me what I do, I'll say, YouTuber.
I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same, is it? But anyway.
No, but what we are really, really enthusiastic gardeners that work here. YouGarden, and we love you being part of the show. Right, you're going to order these as well, the Dahlia pom-poms.
Yeah, I adore the pom-poms because I want to mix these in with the Dahlia cactus mix that I've already got. So I've got the spiky shapes of the dahlias. I've got the Rebecca's World. They're absolutely gorgeous, but I think mixing in the pom-poms within there is going to give real gorgeous kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Contrast, there you go. But actually, I liked what Shaun was saying yesterday, because actually planting the pom-poms all on their own, that gives a quite modern twist, doesn't it? That's definitely a bit of a modern designer look.
I get really annoyed when people say, don't plant this next to that. I mean, obviously, sometimes there's reasons, but in terms of garden design and style, we've all got different tastes, and there's no right or wrong. I
like the mishmash. I like the kind of cottage garden. It's a bit messy. It's a bit all over. I like that kind of look and feel, personally. But I do get it. If you were to plant, you know, like the allium globes, you know, that's a real designer look. You could get that with the pom-poms.
Yeah, and if you've got... a perception of dahlias being a little bit old-fashioned, and they're not. They're really back in...
They're really not.
Yeah, they're not.
But that would be one to take you away from that old-fashioned feel, wouldn't it?
It's stylish. It's simple. It's
quite contemporary style.
Yeah, I love those. Yeah, I really do. But you're going to do this, aren't you, Bex?
Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to mix it in with... So I've got the... We brought them recently.
Are you having a bit of a carnival?
It's the cactus mix. So the cactus mix of this sort of shape. Yeah, those ones, yeah. So the cactus mix, loads of different colours in that kind of shape. But then, as we've done with the hybridisers mix in the pom-pom. I think that's going to be a beautiful. It's just going to be a rainbow of colour, of shape. It's beautiful. And the pom-poms, I just think they are an incredible shape.
Yeah, they are.
I love the symmetry of them. They've got that lovely honeycomb. I mean, I think they're fascinating, the way that those petals are created.
I'm really looking forward to this. A gentleman that lives locally to me, and he's a dahlia expert, and he's going to be doing a talk at our garden club in September. I want you to come, actually, Bex. But he's doing a talk on dahlias, and he grows about 150 different types a year, and he's going to bring loads of them in. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I am growing loads of dahlias this year. Bex is. If you want to go for the pom-pom, it's 5 tubers for $12.99, or you can double up and go for 2 lots for $16.99. They are those delis. They're a little bit more than hybridizers because they are a really, really wonderful, quite special breed, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But we are including the postage on that deal.
Yes, we are.
So
Bex.
just
Good
to
point.
compensate slightly, that one's absolutely fantastic. Brightly coloured lollipops. I love the shape of them. They look like, that's what I was thinking. Do you remember those Christmas decorations that we used to have?
Oh, that folded
out like that. Those paper ones. That's what they feel like to me. That's what they look like.
I used to love those.
Yeah, I did. Loved them.
Right. We have got a brilliant deal now on these trailing giant begonias.
Yeah, it's one of our most affordable items in the show, actually. It's £6. Oh, yeah,
Don't
£6.
spoil it. Yay! There you go. $6.99. $6.29 for club members.
I know.
They are the best value begonias that we've got.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, they work out 70p each.
And these are giants as well, okay? So the Belgians do it best when it comes to begonias, and actually the breeder of these, Arnold van Pet, those are mine.
Yay.
I grew them last year. Look how pretty.
And again, Bex, they weren't. You didn't. I don't want to sound rude, but not a lot of effort went into them, did it? Didn't have to.
I had to work really hard at that shot. No, I didn't at all. I planted them, I watered them, I fed them, and then I let them do their thing. Now, they did live actually in the sunniest spot. They lived just behind that table. That is a southwest-facing garden. They got all the sun, basically. But they don't have to have all the sun at all. This is the beautiful thing about begonias. Yes, they'll cope in a full sun position. They're not going to wilt and go horrible. But they can also cope in shady summers as well. Wet and windy, hot and dry. Belgian begonias, or begonias in general, really don't mind. Arnold van Petegem, who bred these, spent his life working on breeding these. He bred them for strength, he bred them for vigour.
He's an amazing breeder.
World-renowned, absolutely. And he bred them for size as well. So we're talking potentially 6-inch blooms on those. Wow. That's how big they can get. And super easy to look after. No deadheading, just so easy. Feed and water, obviously, and then just leave them to do their thing.
And weather resistant. With climate change, and I hate to bring it up again, but it has slightly changed the way I garden.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just think, well, what if it was a really wet summer? What if it was dry? What if we didn't get a lot of sun? And they are really weather resistant.
Well, yeah, so it's kind of future-proofing, isn't it? It's future-proofing for the summer. We don't know what weather we're going to get. We never know because, well, we live in the UK and that's unfortunately our lot in life. But you are future-proofing against the summer weather with your begonias. You will have an amazing display no matter what the weather.
And I know we can tell from your pictures, some of you are very experienced gardeners. We can tell that. We know that.
We can see that.
But then we often get messages like, oh, I'm new to gardening. I've only just got into it. If you don't consider yourself an experienced gardener, you cannot go wrong with those.
Well,
you really can't.
Do you know what? Even experienced gardeners need easy plants in their garden. Yeah. My dear old Nan, she spent her life in her garden. She absolutely adored it. Begonias was what she filled her window boxes and everything with. Because you know what? Even as an experienced gardener, you need some easy things in your garden.
Well, my mum, bless her, she's 83 and she still does manage to do her garden. And I set it out for her and she maintains it. But she's obviously a lot slower than she used to be. So begonias she loves because they're not the difficult ones where she's got to deadhead and constantly keep her eye on them. Yeah. So they're absolute winners. If, by the way, you've got a basket right now, you're putting together a basket and it's maybe at £36, say, and you're having to pay postage, don't forget, if you manage to nudge that basket to over £40, you'll get free P&P. You always need to use a code, and just make that a rule whenever you order. Use our code.
Use our code.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think it's going to do anything, put the code in. Sometimes
it's always worth
just
trying the code.
Yeah.
And even if you buy another item off our website and stuff, just always put that code in.
Absolutely.
But on the offers on the show, it always unlocks them, basically. So sometimes they buy one, get one free, sometimes the free postage, whatever, but always use that code. I once forgot to use it, and it was 11 o'clock on a Friday night. I'd had a glass of wine. I was placing my 7th or 8th order. The free gift was really good that week, and I wanted loads, and it was the crocus.
It was the crocus, wasn't it? It was a crocus week.
So I was really naughty. I kept placing separate orders and getting separate free gifts. But on the 8th one, I'd had my glass of wine, large one, and I forgot to put the code in, and I missed out on so much. Really annoying.
Big mistake.
Yes, I did it once, never did it again. Right, those are the absolute best value. I don't know why they're so low in price, but
I have no idea.
They're better than half price, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then we just wanted to squeeze in an absolute beauty, which is the Loropetalum Black Pearl. This is one of my favourites. I've got these in my garden. I've got 3 of them. I love the foliage, and it is evergreen. You get this lovely bronze foliage all year round. But when these come into flower, look at them. And I call them fireworks, but they're like ribbons as well, aren't they? They're really like a crimson pink. And I love the way that this one grows, but it has a bit of an oriental look and feel, so it works well with things like acers and grasses. I've got mine in kind of like dapple shade, and it seems to do well there.
Yeah, it's actually a shade lover. Although it'll cope quite happily in a full sun spot, it'll tolerate it. It does actually prefer to be in a shady spot as well. It's perfect for sort of, well, colour all year round, because obviously it's evergreen, but also giving you that lovely spring and autumn colour. You get your biggest flush of flowers in the springtime, but then you will get a second flush as well, won't you, about September, October?
Yeah, and often you get a few random flowers during the summer as well. But I love the way it naturally grows. It kind of like meanders and cascades. It really, I've learnt with some of my beds and borders, having contrasting colour.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, doesn't it? You don't want to, like, shades of green is lovely, but if you mix in some of these darker colours, it makes everything pop.
I've got mine, say, near different coloured grasses, and I've got acers, but I've also got some sort of like pink-coloured cordylines nearby as well.
Oh, nice,
and it was really nice.
Beautiful, like Charlie Boy.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think it is that one.
Lovely.
So, that one is only 9 out of 10, and I don't know why, but you hardly ever see these in the garden centres.
Yeah, I finally got myself one. I got myself one from YouGarden. Haven't planted it yet, but I am. You've sold it to me, Shaun, because you were telling me everybody that comes around to your garden, they talk about this one. It's a talking point.
Well, Bex very kindly came to our garden club and did with Jenny, who's our head of commercial
director,
and you did a little talk about, there's about 25 plants, do you remember, on the table?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
From YouGarden. And the one that everybody talked about and wanted and wrote the name down quite a lot of them spelled it incorrectly, but Loropetalum, Black Pearl. That got the most interest, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. And I think it's, it's like you say, it's those colours, the contrast. Yeah. It's evergreen, it's beautiful.
Well, we are coming towards the final part of the show. We are back on Sunday.
Yes.
Well, I'm not actually. Who are you with on Sunday, Bex?
Adam Woolcott.
Oh, Adam's lovely. So you got Bex and Adam on Sunday. I'm on QVC.
What time are you on Q?
We're head to head. I'm at 10 as well.
But 1 hour, yeah?
1 hour, yeah.
That's fine. Tune in for Shaun. I completely understand that. Tune in for Shaun at 10 o'clock, because he's only on for the hour.
Yeah, 10 till 11.
We're here till 2 o'clock, so watch Shaun at 10 o'clock and then come and join us from 11 o'clock.
And we should say we always have completely different
We do. It is
products.
completely different.
Yeah, we do.
So if Shaun's boring you, pop over to us, or vice versa.
Yeah, and if you're sick of Bex, just no, but you got the choice. The lovely thing is, you actually don't have to miss any of it, because remember, all of the shows on YouGarden TV can be streamed later. They're always uploaded on our website and on YouTube, normally within 24 hours. So if you ever want to catch up and share, I mean, my mum often watches the show. She never actually watches it live. She normally watches it
back.
She watches it in the afternoon, actually. That's when she likes to watch telly. So anyway, we are going to just quickly mention our best-selling product of all time here at YouGarden. We must have sold millions of litres of this. It is our premium professional compost. Bex has got a nose in there.
It smells so good, guys, honestly.
Because it just smells so fresh, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's gone up your nose. It definitely smells fresh. It smells healthy. There's nothing dank and disgusting about it. It really is an amazing, amazing compost. And it is packed with vital ingredients in here. I never used to think that, the compost made that much difference. What a fool I was. Once you start looking into the science and the composition of compost and how that really makes a difference to your plants, of course it does, ultimately. This is what feeds your plants. This is where the roots live. The absolute base of your plant, where it's going to draw all its water and its food from. It has to be the best.
To me, this sets your plants up for life.
It's gone right on my nose.
When it's a perennial shrub, whatever, it sets your plants up for life.
Totally.
And we love our plants, we care about our plants, we want to give them the best start in life, like you do with your children.
Yep.
And this is what this compost does. It gives your plants, whatever plant they are, the best start. Suitable for everything from seeds right the way through to trees.
Yep.
The only things it's not suitable for are acid loving, if it's something that's an acid loving plant, like the blueberries we had earlier. What else did we have on the show?
Rhododendrons, azaleas, we've got a camellia that likes a bit of ericaceous.
But most don't need that.
No.
So
I would say about 98%. I've plucked that figure out of the air, but honestly, it's the majority of your plants. Seeds through to trees, everything in between will live such a happy life in here.
And if you can stretch to it today, go for it. We'd love new viewers to try it. We
really
totally believe in this. And we know that it's a compost actually used here on the commercial nursery. We've got 11 acres of plants, and any plants that we grow here on the nursery, I mean, we're going to pot up about 150,000 roses. We've probably already done it, actually. But they'll all be potted up in this compost. £22.48. If you're not a club member, join today. It's £5 for the year on auto renewal, and you get that for just £22.48.
Yes.
It's an amazing compost. Right. And don't forget, you've got compost wood fibre, you've got 3 different types of peat, you've got a wetting agent, you've got pH buffer.
Slow release fertiliser.
Yeah. And 2 40-litre bags. I think that was everything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm so pleased. So many of you today have gone for the dailies. I do not think these will be around for long, do you?
I don't think so, no. They are definitely one of the most popular items that we have brought you this week.
Hey, hang on, is this the #1 seller this week? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, look at it. Look at the mix.
You're #1.
#1, absolutely. Absolutely love dahlias. We're having a dahlia off this year.
We
We're going
are.
dahlia mad. And the reason is that you're going to get so many flowers, lovely height that you get from them, reaching about 3 feet in height, floriferous, flower after flower after flower through the summer season and right the way into the beginning of autumn as well, which is really quite important.
So easy. Again, they're just a big performer. And it works out if you double up 75 pence for a tuber.
Big
honestly,
tubers.
when these arrive, I mean, look at the size of these bags.
Yeah.
That is amazing. In the garden centre, you often find a pack of 1 or 2, 3 dahlias, and you could be spending an absolute fortune. These are big. Look at those.
Yeah, really healthy.
Yeah.
There's nothing squishy about them at all. That's the way you're going to plant them. This is
Yeah,
the stem that's
there you
going
go.
to create the shoots. And you don't have to wait long. This is the beautiful thing. Like, you know, a lot of plants, are perennials and things, they take time to establish. Dahlias will give you a display first year out.
Well, do not leave it a second long on those. I don't want to rush you, but at the same time, when the value is that good, you imagine that orders have gone to. And a lot of customers don't know about the TV show, so they'll be buying these off the website because they are such good value. But you've been given a little bit of a heads up. They're available right now. You do need to use that code YGTV924. But I can't wait for my dailies, can you?
No, I know. I keep
I'm
going
excited.
out. I only potted them out a little while ago. There's not going to be any shoots, but I keep going out every morning, looking in my container. Any shoots yet? Any shoots yet? They're not there yet.
I only potted mine up on Monday, so I've got a while to go. Can I say a massive thank you from Bex and I to all of you regulars and all the new customers, everybody, Philip,
Elaine,
Olwyn,
Eleanor,
Silo,
Olwyn,
Olwyn.
good morning. No, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for your company. We'll be back, as we say, on Sunday. Shaun will be at QVC from 10 o'clock. Adam and myself will be here from 10 until 2. So tune in for him and then come and join us.
Yeah. You do what you want, but you can watch us both because you can stream the shows later as well.
It's all good.
And you can keep ordering after the show. So don't think you've got to, that's it. You can keep ordering after the show as well. Bex, I loved that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really good fun.
It was really good, wasn't it?
Really good fun.
And I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Next time we see you, it's going to be March. Yay! From YouGarden TV, have a lovely day, whatever you're doing.
Bye.